howdy, folks, and welcome to Mosaic Team 5. I'm the only person on screen right now, so...
I do this every time.
Oh, man, there's a monitor right over there you can look at.
Yeah,
but
I never look at that one.
I'm Joe, the DM for the evening. Joining me are my friends, Matt, Dan, welcoming back Olive after 2 weeks.
Yay!
All right, thank you guys for joining us. This is the 12th session of our original Starfinder campaign, very much set in a space western.
Look at
that. Space western, space opera kind of setting, related very much to Cowboy Bebop. Thank you for joining us. A couple of announcements before we get started playing tonight. Excuse me. I've been talking all day. So, we have bits. Bits are Twitch's currency. You can use those at any point during a session to help the team out. These are going to give in-game bonuses like resupplies, refuels when those are needed. Some larger rewards are things such as emergency equipment that is needed by the group in the moment. DOS actually saved the group early on with one of those donations. Even higher ends rewards can be things such as purchasing the cast pizza in real life, which will also go to the group one day we'll get there. As you are donating bits, you will now receive some rewards in the in the form of emotes. These are shaped like the characters, so we have one for each of the Starfinder characters. 5,000 bits will unlock the I don't care shade emote. 10,000 will unlock the Ooh Woo Bubs emote, 25,000 will unlock the Junk Gibbs emote, and then 50,000 will unlock the Mood Spice emote.
Big expensive girl over here.
There you go. There's also a semi-new channel reward. You can see that Ari already redeemed one, but for 200 channel points, which are free, you earn them as you watch. You can support the Junk Falls will always be Junk movement. That, as those are added over the course of the campaign, those will have an effect on the success or failure of this grassroots effort. So you can help out.
Mom, you hear that? That's what he's talking about.
If you want to send anybody here an email, you can do so at the email address cast@elbronrpg.com. We have a website, elbronrpg.com. There's a whole bunch of information about this campaign and our other D&D campaign, Adventures in Elbron, which will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dan's going to be there. Matt's going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're also going to be joined by Tina, Alana, and Hannah. And then, finally, we use Sirenscape for all the sound effects. You can hear the swanky jazz going on in the background, although it is pretty quiet. Quiet for me, not as much for you guys, I'm sure. But for that and more, we use Sirenscape, which is a digital tool set to inject music, sound effects, etc. into your games or birthday parties, or, if you run a classroom with Sirenscape, congratulations, you are a cool teacher. Mm-hmm. But with that, we can jump right into our recap and then the game. Let me start our theme song. Mosaic Team 5. Last we played, Gibbs, you took a ride with Chesterfield, boarding the armored limousine called a Striker Cat and traversing around the block. Chesterfield told you that your efforts had not gone unnoticed, and you already aware that your grassroots articles are responsible for the destruction of a Yosoki village, kind of, like a little tenement building, are immediately now aware that you are in the sights of Chesterfield Freshie, this massive Yosoki with seemingly almost preternatural reflexes and abilities. Much larger than when you had last seen him, grown by almost 2 feet. This Yosoki now larger than many humans. However, you were told that you must leave the planet, but return when he called for you, as he recognized some value in the bottle that you carry on your back. You were booted off the planet and took the drift towards Dorado, sort of casting aside your remaining day off. And as you entered the drift, you spent a few days catching up with each other, Spice sleeping a lot.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up actually a little bit with what you did when we start. But on the 3rd or 4th day of your drift journey, taking the very long route to Dorado, as Shade tends to do, you came across a drifting plains. And you could see on this beautiful grass-like meadow, sunlight, although no sun visible, cast down upon it. You landed in this incredibly ominous place, and Shade decided that the best course forward was to scout ahead, following a series of tracks into this field, a literal children of the corn situation. You progressed onwards, and following the tracks, found yourselves surrounded by large metallic beasts without eyes. In the vacuum of space, you quickly backed up, and as you retreated into your ship, two followed you in. You took off. You originally piloting Shade, but then joining the fray. Many things transpired in a short distance. Gibbs, you were launched into space, end over end in the drift, a place where almost certain death awaits. You traveled, rocketing out, hurling end over end towards the cloudy, sort of chaotic expanse at the edges of the drift, and were rescued at the very last minute by Shade, using the brand new equipment he had acquired just the day before to rocket through the void of space and rescue you. The two of you returned after Bubs piloted the ship, although that's a really generous term. Yeah, Bubs collided the ship with everything that was available to him, causing a fair amount of damage to the craft. You return to the airlock in Shade's arms, and that's where we begin for the evening. So, let me set our music up here. You guys find yourself all in this airlock. Spice, you coming to like this chaos happening when you originally got out of the...
My mom did it.
Huh?
My mom successfully
Mom.
navigated it.
Nice.
Nice.
Proud of you.
there we
Thank you.
go. Alrighty, so... You all find yourselves with the hum of the engines behind, the warning alarms kind of dying, and the airlock closing. And you are now within this place. Spice, for you, you kind of came to, like, in bed, and all of a sudden, like, Shade ran by, slapped you on the back, and was like, get up. And as you got out, Bub slammed the ship into the ground, causing you to basically slam into the ground, falling unconscious. So you, a little groggy at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
However, you all find yourselves now a little out of breath, and for the most part alone, although there is certainly scrapes and little bits of sparking electricity here and there. What do you guys want to do?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
I'm gonna, knowing that Gibbs is okay, going to go check on the ship.
Sure. So go ahead. You move up to the cockpit. You begin to run some diagnostics, and you do find, I mean, there's been quite a bit of damage. Bub slammed the ship into the ground, dealing, I think it was something like 26 points of damage. 25 points of
Yeah.
damage.
25 shield and ship damage.
Yeah. So pretty severe. And as you begin to kind of scan, you see there's a little bit of damage to the landing gear. There is some damage to your life support systems. And so certainly landing within the next week is necessary. You cannot afford to get lost within the drift. But at the moment, the ship is functional. The light's relatively steady. You don't feel like there's any problem with the power. And you listen and you can hear the overhead air humming through the recycling system.
Okay.
Relatively intact.
I'm probably going to follow Shade as he's walking and a little bit behind him. Up, Shade! And just trying to like get his attention. And then when he's finally in the cockpit, I'm just going to just sheepishly behind the door go, It's not broken, is it?
It's not beyond repair, but you need to work on not hitting things.
You're right. Sorry, it was
It's
my
okay.
first time.
Yeah,
You
to be
did-
fair, you literally just taught him how to drive.
Drive a truck too.
You did well considering the situation. Yeah.
Bubs, are you okay?
Yeah, it's just, I was so scared that we would never see you again, Gibbs.
Yeah, I was a little scared of that too. But I'm okay now. Spice, are you okay?
You like see her kind of like holding the wall, being like, ugh, I've had hangovers worse than this. I'm fine. What the fuck happened here? And she like looks around at like the stampede marks in the ground and shit.
Well, it all
The air
started
feels thin in here.
with a butterfly.
You what?
There was a butterfly.
A butterfly did not cause this.
Well, the butterfly effect. Kind of it did.
Spice just kind
interesting
of
way
like
of
rolls her
looking
eyes.
So at the moment, you guys are about a day and a half away from Dorado, the planet that you are heading to next, to potentially confront the Jade Brigade, although you do know there are other bounty hunters on the way. Over the course of the next day and a half, what do you want to do? If anything.
Am I able to quick repair while or patch up systems or anything?
Based on the damage, I mean, you
It's just
certainly
like-
could. You would need to do a spacewalk
Exterior
to do so.
damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can. It does carry some risks, especially
Not
as
while
you've
we're-
seen Bub's
yeah.
pilot.
Yeah.
But
I
Gibbs
can
is a good
pilot.
pilot.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
2 other people who can also
You've
pilot.
also seen Gibbs hit things with the truck when she was sleep deprived.
I think
Yeah,
it's
with a truck,
it's
but
not
I...
it's not bad enough damage to warrant it at the moment, I think.
I would like to use my bounty hunting skill to like do some research online and maybe like I don't know, maybe like a message board or just like chat rooms or maybe like a group, like a Facebook group or something. People are like, oh yeah, I'm attending this bounty or something like that for the area around Chaswick Genetic Solutions. Like I'm trying to get basically
Sure,
a general
using
sense
that, make a culture check.
of
Absolutely.
who is basically been into the Chaswick and trying to claim this bounty and who we might run into.
For sure.
4 + 0.
Nice.
You're so good at this.
Yes.
I think it's the best part.
I was
about
hoping it was going to be a bounty hunting skills cut.
Okay, give me 1 second here. What they will, so you log into some of the things that you're familiar with. Some of the message boards, you go on the Visage page, you look at some of the groups. There's definitely information coming out about the Jade Brigade taking over this building, but it's still relatively fresh. There's been some effort to mitigate the amount of press going around about this. However, it's certainly getting out. You have some trouble. You get kind of distracted because there's so much happening about this, and you get lost in some of the fake news and the media hype. Somebody says it's aliens, and somebody says, of course it's aliens. Everybody's aliens. There's like all kinds of stuff. You get very distracted. And you don't end up learning anything, although you are sure there is other bounty hunters there.
Yeah. All right.
Could I do a culture check on the city?
Yeah, good.
Hold up.
Big chunkus.
Big
Oh my
Chonka, give me a 20.
It's the comment.
Oh,
17.
27.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the 27, the city that this is located in is called the Barrier Hive. It's one of 3 large hive cities that exist on this planet. Dorado itself, largely rocky, not very hospitable to life, but around these 3 hive cities, which are largely Shiren,
Yep.
the semi-organically inspired structures have allowed for little biomes to emerge around them. And so many of these streets, you got 27, many of these streets, in quotes, really areas of like stretched out grass. And there are hover vehicles, which doesn't require any kind of concrete. The Shiren haven't really found any reason to have that. So there is just these large grassy swaths, very soft walkways. And then many of the buildings, although there are massive skyscrapers, for instance, the one that you're going to, about 25 stories high, they are built in these ways where they rise up in the initial construction, and then there's usually secondary and sometimes tertiary constructions which angle out. So the skyscrapers look almost like mushrooms in a way, although not quite flat-topped, more like cups. What do you want to know about this place? I mean,
I want to know, like, what the people are like. What's the Shiren culture like?
Sure. So the Shiren culture, it's not entirely Shiren, but certainly they are the dominant species here by far, more than any other place that you've been to. This is the closest thing that you could kind of see to it would be like kind of like Delhi. It's very busy. There's no real there are hover vehicles, but it's not the main method of transportation. There's a lot of other methods. You have things like
seahorses, sky horses.
not sky
Horses.
horses, although I love that. No, you have a
that
lot
one
more
right here.
like small repulsor vehicles. You have
Okay.
a lot of like public transit. There are things that you can ride. I will say that with that role, certainly they're not sky horses,
Darn
but
it.
they are very large rideable beetles, which can accommodate about 4 people.
That's dope.
Yeah, but you also learn you're going to be interacting with a group called the Hive Guard. This is sort of the law-keeping force on this planet. And very specifically, Peep had told you that the person that you're going to be meet is Hiveguard Andy.
Oh, it's his last day.
Yeah.
So interestingly, I had set it up so that you could have gone any time in the first 6 of his last days. You guys are literally arriving on his last day because you rolled a 6. So
man.
yeah, you do know that is your contact.
Cannot let him die on his last day of
Yeah.
work.
You know, a lot of the stuff about like food is generally plant-based. There is some kind of like refined insect material. There is meat, but it's relatively uncommon. Not like culturally inappropriate. It's just not something that is really sustained in the biome here.
Okay.
But you find out all kinds of things. You know about the fashion. You know, you anytime you want a detail, you can call upon it in the next 24 hours.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good.
So you do that for a little bit. Bubs, you basically end up on cool math games for a while.
Get sucked into the infosphere.
Gibbs, what are you doing?
I start to pen sort of one article and one sort of like something else. And this one's going to be a little bit better researched. It's going to be a continuation of the first article about the medical facilities.
Okay.
And I want to highlight, I have the first-hand footage of them destroying it with the intention of building it. So I have that. I'm going to highlight that they had been warned of the things previously, and it's going to sort of end with a little bit of an apology. And I'd like to link it to a second sort of note that I want to write, which is a note from the editor.
Okay.
And so the note from the editor, I'm going to essentially, like, this is going to be much less, like, way more casual, just to be like, I want to increase transparency, I want to apologize, and to accommodate for the growth of, like, the hopeful growth of this movement, I am now going to sign off all of my articles that Gibbs writes as bottles.
As bottles.
As
Okay.
bottles. And I'm going to sign the same article as bottles. I'm
Okay.
going to take that as, like, my pen name
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
claim that.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Sure. Ooh. 7 plus 8 is 15.
Okay. So you spend a little bit of time in the communal area, just kind of curled up on the bed amongst your trash, typing an article in the comfort of your nest. One of the problems as you are writing this, you begin to log in and you look around the infosphere. You're seeing there's already footage of this being destroyed. It was on the news. It is this great day for Junk Falls. There's been effort put into spinning this already. You already knew this was something that they were kind of waiting with in the wings. So as you begin to write this, the footage itself, not terribly shocking. The article is well written. You aren't sure of how impactful it will be, but you put it out there.
It's a history.
Yeah.
It's an apology, mostly.
Okay, absolutely.
Gibbs feels better about it.
Excellent.
So,
Shade, what are you doing over the course of this time?
I like running diagnostics on my systems, see what's going on.
Sure.
This is a pretty bad failure going on that little meteor planet thing.
Wasn't great.
Wasn't great.
It didn't go ideal.
Wasn't
And
great.
you didn't really get any benefit from it.
Yeah, not really something that I should have been part of normal protocol. So
Sure. Make a computer's check.
dice. Ooh, that's a natural 1.
All systems
I
running
think
optimally.
I'm going to actually use my memory module
Okay,
to re-roll that failed save.
go for it.
That's
Or
fun.
that failed
That's
check.
a great trick to have.
Androids.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a
Oh,
mechanic.
mechanic. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Ooh, okay. That is computers.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
28.
yay.
Okay. Well,
You run a full diagnostic, and you see all the systems that you're familiar with, and everything looks like it's running relatively good. This was really your fault. And even as you consider that, there is a moment where the internal voice that you have that kind of always narrates your thoughts twists and just kind of makes you think, is it though? And that catches you off guard. It's your voice, certainly. But this thought comes unbidden in a way that, as a computer-based machine, is very unfamiliar to you. And certainly that gives you pause. You run another check, and another, and another. But with the 28, you do not find that same thing again. It'd be a fluke, but for a computer, that is very odd. Is there anything that you want to do with that?
Probably just file it away in the vault for now.
Okay. So you access your repression directory and just stick it in there. No problem. The day progresses.
Control F, new folder.
Repression directory,
Yeah,
I like that.
You push yourself forwards through the drift, staying behind the controls for much of this day, guiding yourself through the ominously beautiful expanse that is the drift. And on this final day, you finally reach a point. You can see the countdown on your navigational computer strike 0. And as you pull this lever back, around you, these clouds seem to almost flicker, and you see stars around you. And not too far in front of you, you see the planet of Dorado. This is a largely orange world. You can see vastly rocky. And even at this moment, with the clouds that swirl overhead in the atmosphere, it's so easy to see where 2 of these hive cities are, the only green points on this otherwise orange globe. Your navigational computer leads you south towards the barrier hive. Only about 45 minutes before you reach an area that's going to probably ping you to begin landing procedures. Is there anything that you guys are doing to prepare for this landing?
You get that stuff we asked you for?
Oh, yeah, she like scuttles into her room and like brings out like racks of shopping bags on her arms, and she's like, "Oh look, I wrote your name on each of these bags. This one's for you, Gibb." She like hands you a bag. Shade, this one's for you. I think I got everything you wanted. Bubs, you didn't ask for much, but this is for you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I can make do.
Yeah, all right. Everybody has their new shit, including me.
Nice.
All right. And so what is that new shit, just so people know what that is?
I just got some ammo.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some ammo. Yeah, I got some ammo.
Great.
I think I asked for like 2 to 3 smoke grenades.
Nice. Excellent. Wonderful. And then, did you get anything else?
I got ammo, and you can see a sparkly new ring on Spice's finger.
Oh.
There you go. So,
Are you engaged? Did you meet somebody?
Oh, I wish, hun, but no.
Okay.
I love that. I love the idea that Spice goes off for an hour and gets engaged.
That's what I only want to give
She
to this-
would. Don't get me wrong.
Bub's mentally saying, all right, single.
So, you navigate towards Dorado, and as you get closer, steering towards this green cluster, it expands. You can see against the green there are these tall, almost bone-colored structures with many of them have glass similar to what you're familiar with, but some of them almost this emerald green glass that spreads out fractally. So it creates many angles, and you would imagine softens the light that comes in. As you get closer to the area that is navigated, you realize this is not a space hangar, but you are going directly to a street. As you get closer, you can see there are many Hive Guard here. Their vehicles low to the ground, shades of green and bright, bright white, and you can see no wheels. These are repulsor vehicles, although very strangely, they hover above the grass. You see no grass displaced. These have been very well designed. You can see several ships that have landed on the space out front, so probably other bounty hunters. And very interestingly to you, who have had to make many dicey landings over the course of this campaign, you see painted white lines in a area that would certainly accommodate your ship. And painted on it, in common, is Mosaic Team 5. You can see sprayed in like gridded letters.
All right, I guess that's where I'm landing.
All right. You bring the ship in for a landing, nice and soft.
They were expecting us.
You can see around you skyscrapers of molded stone. They do look almost organic and chimney-like the underwater chimneys that you can see releasing like sulfur and things.
Sagrada Familia, that's what anybody?
Dang, I don't know. That's
That's a beautiful piece of architecture in Barcelona.
I don't
Antoni
know.
Gaudí,
I'll
great
have to take a look.
architect.
Your
Organic
architect.
architecture. That's what I'm imagining. Pointy spires.
Yes, pointy spires.
Yes.
Exactly. So pointy spires
Like
in these
sandcastle.
bone-looking molded stone buildings. You can see all the local barrier hive watch that are around. They've secured this building, and as you've landed, you can look out the viewport and see there's a much smaller space painted next to you. Metallic green shuttle-sized craft, shaped almost like a missile, with 4 aggressive attack wings that, usually pointed backwards, are currently pivoted close to the body, like a landing formation. There are canary yellow stripes that run horizontally along the fuselage, and you can see boldly stamped across the side, the Chatitude 2.
What?
A red uniformed Shirin hive guard actually approaches the ramp, and you can see through the electronic viewpoint, kind of smoking a cigarette, holding a cup of coffee.
I want to figure out whose ship is this?
Make a
The
culture check.
Chatitude.
Pull up your communicator, and you ping the infosphere. Although, how could Bubs
I-
not find anything out about something called the Chatitude?
Can I invoke my theme knowledge to recall knowledge about starship and vehicle models
Sure.
Nice.
as part of, as well as famous hotshot pilots?
Absolutely.
So
This is
it's
certainly
lowering the
not-
DC culture check.
Yeah, absolutely.
What am I rolling?
So you are trying to figure out, like, if you know about this person or this craft. What exactly are you trying to figure out?
Who's piloting this little Chatitude?
Culture check.
And who is, like, assuming it's a bounty hunter. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Interesting. So, I mean, you know about this craft. This is a really old version. So and Spice, you would recognize this craft as well. This was a craft that the Shiren tried to introduce during the Vesk War. It was outcompeted by a Lashunta craft. It was the worst attack craft in this competition. It was a competition put together to design a craft that fit certain criteria. It was supposed to be a fast attack craft. It is not terribly fast, but it is quite durable. You would know that this is called a justice class craft.
Okay.
Who pilots it? Probably a guy named Chad, but definitely not well known. You don't really ping any any real news
It's
about him.
not, so he's not like a well-known bounty hunter.
Certainly not.
Okay.
No. All right. So you see this
bless
Shirin
you.
Gesundheit down at the bottom of the ramp. What do you guys want to do?
Do I have like a contact number for Andy?
Might be that guy smoking a cigarette.
You didn't get a contact number. You were told that he would meet you there.
Yeah.
Do I see him anywhere in the distance?
Yeah. So as you kind of look at your viewport, you can see electronically he is at the bottom of where the ramp will be when it comes down.
Okay.
He's holding a cup of coffee and he's smoking a cigarette.
And it's a Sheeran, right?
Yep. You can see this Shiren. He's wearing a red uniform of the Hive Guard. Yeah. Certainly seems a little pudgy for a Shiren, but yeah.
Great.
I open
Prepare
the door.
to disembark? Yeah.
Excellent.
Andy!
You just burst out with Andy?
Yeah! Hi!
I love it. Hang on 1 second here.
You can put Gibbs down there, yeah.
Apologies if this starts a little loud. Yeah, I knew it.
Whoa,
Ooh.
that was a
That's the sound of our
crunchy
door because
opening.
yeah, it's definitely
Okay.
broken.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that door.
Andy, can you help us fix this tattered ship? Do you know a guy?
You
I
can
can
see
fix it.
this Shiren at the bottom. He's holding a coffee and a cigarette, and he goes, "Yeah, no, I might know a guy, but you guys are here for Mosaic, right? You're supposed to be
Oh,
helping
yes.
us out."
I'm sorry. Let us introduce ourselves. I'm Spice.
No, I know who all you
Oh,
are.
okay.
I read the dossier. You're Spice. You're Gibbs. You're probably, I don't know. The humans kind of look alike to me.
Oh, you can just call me, B. You know, like the human letter B.
You're Bubs then, and then you would be Shade. Okay. So, yeah, we got a little bit of a situation here. I'll take a look at your craft while you're in. You guys are going in, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
We
okay.
are, and I will cheers my coffee mug to his coffee mug.
He lightly taps it and goes, "Okay, look, no disrespect. I've given this spiel like 3 times today, so I'm just going to go through it kind of quick. These Jade Brigade eco freaks came in with the purpose of hiring a telemarketing company. That was what they said. You can see that big sound. Six-legged beetle, rhinoceros-like horn. There are 3 Shiren, 1 driving, 2 kind of in the back, holding onto this little saddle that has these little, almost like metal spikes that have been welded to it. So it's like basically it's like the same way that you'd like weld seats onto a pickup truck. But they go by. They went in and they said that they were hiring a telemarketing company up on floors 19 to 21. It's called Choice Communications. If you've ever gotten like a robocom about leak-proof pants, that was probably from them. Anyways, Jade Brunaei and the funky bunch subdued a rent-a-cop that they probably had up there as a guard and took the entire floor hostage. Luckily, we're on the weekend, and so it's not a lot of people, but there's maybe 20-something. Let me lower that a little bit.
Yes, please. Sorry.
What is so loud?
There's so many bugs around here.
Yeah, jeez.
Gibbs is very distracted trying to eat them.
Bugs is probably playing a little bug spray around.
Sure, no problem.
Spice is watching Andy smoke a cigarette very intently.
Sure. So he's like, he's pulling on the cigarette. He takes a sip of
Takes
coffee.
out one.
Spice like sniffs the air.
So all in all, maybe only like 5 people that got stuck in Choice Communications itself. That's the good news. The bad news is there's 4 floors above. Those are all Cheshawik Genetic Solutions, and those guys never stop. There's probably at least 50, 60 people up on those floors. CGS does have some security, and they've managed to hold on, but with the building locked down, we can't breach from the outside. So, you guys can go in up through the atrium, fancy word for lobby, and take the central elevator up to floor 19. This, to be very honest, is all of you walking into a fixed defensive position. We sent a drone up, and we know at least 3 of those green meanies are up in the lobby, keeping an eye on the lift, but they shot it out. Things might have changed. You guys have any questions, or you guys just want to...
Who are the other bounty hunters that are here?
I'm not really supposed to mention other people.
Andy, you can tell us. We won't tell anybody.
Make a diplomacy check.
Sure thing. Ooh, 13.
I mean, you guys probably, you'll find out. The one thing I will tell you, there was a Lashunta group that did come through here. They said there were a bunch of ex-GPF operatives, real sleek-looking bunch. They were bragging about being special ops or something like that. They called themselves the Hunters of Glees. They went up through the ventilation shaft, but I wouldn't recommend that.
Hunters of Glee?
Glees. It's a planet. But I wouldn't recommend that. There wasn't any gunshots that time, but there was a lot of blood. Still kind of at the bottom of the ventilation shaft. You can't really miss it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So you're recommending the central elevator?
Besides the
because you sent a
central
drone in? Is there... What do you know the paths that the other bounty hunters have taken and what their success rate was?
Yeah, I mean, the first lady, she went up into the elevator. There wasn't any shooting, but she hasn't come back, and that was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
The second group, the Lashunta, they took the shaft.
Yep.
But they got shredded up or something almost right away. That was gross. And then I think there was another android that went up, and they went up through the elevator, and there was a shit ton of gunfire. So, just be careful.
All right.
So, is your plan to just continue sending bounty hunters up until they get tired?
Yeah, no, pretty much. I mean, I retire tomorrow, so I don't really have a whole lot of buy-in to this. As long as they want to keep piping you guys in, no offense. It's fine by me.
What are you looking forward to in retirement?
Oh, so outside of the barrier hive, there's a couple of smaller communities that are trying to start up, a little bit more subsistence living. And I've lived in the city for pretty much my entire life, so maybe try something new.
Nice.
What about you? You trying to retire from being a bounty hunter?
Not yet,
Yes.
but if I were, Petrus 4 is lovely. I don't want to push, but can I give you just a pamphlet? You can throw it away after I leave. I won't be hurt.
No, thank you.
Okay.
So, any other questions? Are you guys going to get in? I think we have, over
yes.
there in the corner.
I do. Do you have anybody that could come with us? We could use an extra hand. If you've got someone spare.
I mean, there's supposed to be other bounty hunters in there, and I'm sure there's others that are going to follow you. You could wait and see if another will team up.
Okay.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
That shiny.
Don't you dare get Andy
20.
to join us.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Who did Chad?
Andy.
He takes a sip of the coffee.
I'm trying.
He's like, I'll
on
come
this
with
last
you.
day.
Look,
It's one last
I'd love to
hurrah.
help you guys out, but in the case of something going really wrong, I am supposed to bail you guys out of trouble. So I'm going to stick around out here. What do you guys have in terms of equipment and weapons? Maybe I can help you out there.
I have 2 small arms, but could use a sniper if you have one handy.
Yeah, I'll just grab my sniper rifle out of my back pocket. You know what? I actually forgot it today, but
Fuck.
it's a
Can you
good
use
try.
a dart rifle? Tactical dart rifle? Because I can't use a tactical dart rifle, but I own one.
Is it long arm or small arm?
It's a long arm, and that's why I can't use it.
Well, I only have small arms. I have
Um,
small arm and sniper.
I'm sorry, can I ask you one more question, Andy? Well, maybe not one more, but can I ask you another?
I imagine that there's going to be more than one, but yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Okay, so the elevators go 1 to 19, and then we have to go on a different elevator from 19 to 25.
Correct.
Right? The central elevator you're talking about is the one that goes 1 to 19.
Yes, and then there's going to be, I think, 8 elevators that you can take after that. They spread out
Right.
because in that cup shape you see up on the top,
Yep.
you can't have a straight moving elevator that way. So there's several.
Okay.
Is 25 the top floor?
Yes.
And CGS is in 23 to 25, and the telemarketer people are, I don't know. What are the telemarketer people from?
The telemarketer people are, I believe it
19,
is
20?
20 and 21. 19 and 21. 19 through 21, sorry.
So who's at 22?
Yeah.
22, I think, is all maintenance closets. There's a, oh God, I'm blanking on what this thing is called.
Server room?
No.
Alright.
With the power, and you flip them.
Oh, this.
Circuit breaker.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a circuit breaker for the bottom 19 floors. And then I think there's also a review system for the HVAC system as well.
How
Okay.
has anyone attempted to enter from the roof?
Well, that's what the ventilation shaft goes to.
Um,
The roof, as you can see, and when you look up, you can see this almost like a cup shape. It is in the interior, but the reason that you can't land in there, almost like strands, there are, I would say Spice knows because of the culture check. These little strands work very similarly to the way that our antennas work to broadcast things. And so it looks very beautiful, almost like, not a spider web, but like a harp
mesh.
spread out. And, yeah, like a mesh, but it only goes in one direction down. So you can't necessarily land on top, but the ventilation shaft goes up and then comes in underneath that mesh.
and there's no, like, windows or anything. It's...
No, the windows, so if you look over at the
Yeah.
actual structure, there are windows, but you see shutters have closed over them. This is locked down.
Right.
Okay, so just to rehash, the 22nd floor maintenance does circuit breakers for the bottom floors.
Correct,
The
yeah.
HVAC is for the top floors.
No, for the bottom floors.
Okay.
The top floors are all controlled from the 25th floor itself.
Okay.
And they are in control of the floors 19 through 21,
At least.
Yeah.
at least. Has no one attempted to communicate with the companies on the 22nd or the 23rd through
So that's-
We
25th?
can't
Yes.
seem to get through to them. The demands have been made of that company in particular, so presumably the brigade is trying to wait them out.
Okay, Andy, nice job. Do we want a quick huddle and then make our move?
Let's go up to the building and peep the scene.
I got some smoke grenades, Andy, but if you had any more or anything like that, protect innocent people in case they get caught in the crossfire.
Make a diplomacy check, please.
Oh God. A 19.
Wow.
-6.
Really?
No.
-1.
Just in terms of like how you would imagine for Bubs.
Yes.
But with a 17?
19 -1, so 18.
18. He looks you up and down. Yeah, you look like you could use all the help you could get. He snaps open the red outer jacket of the uniform, and he pulls out a SMG.
Ooh,
You can see very sleek. It is an ergonomic, very smooth design that goes underneath the arm. It's modeled after a real-life P90, but this very interesting weapon. Hopefully that'll help you out. I'm really not planning on using it, but I can get another one.
Oh, thanks.
I guess I can also clue you in on something else. So, you guys are bounty hunters. There is, if you can get those hostages that are apparently somewhere on the 19th floor, there is an additional bonus that the company has sent out. This is not related to the actual bounty, it's separate. But they're offering 50,000 credits for these people's safe return.
Nice.
So if it's something that you're interested in, that is, something to look out for. Probably also it means that there's other forces on that floor as well. So just be careful.
Hostages aren't dead or alive, right? They're just alive.
Generally, hostages are only valuable.
Yeah, no, they really want them alive.
I was just making sure.
Safe return.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to ask.
Just real quick, Andy, do you know the name of the security guard?
I don't know the name, but there's more than one. There should be, I believe, 5 of them that are working right now.
Okay.
There's no more information that you have that would be beneficial to us.
I mean, I don't know what you guys want. I can't read minds. Do you want to know
Any alternative means of entrance besides the ones that you've mentioned?
Oh, right, the secret back door. No, of course. Why would I hold that back from you? You're supposed to clear out the building.
Does this place have stairs and also in addition to an elevator?
It doesn't because, and you can see he kind of squeezes for a second, and underneath the uniform you can see the little back kind of wings flutter. We can't really fly, but we can fall pretty good.
Okay.
Fire safety, fallen. Cool. Mosaic Team 3 is circled on my notes for some reason. Were they also here?
Are you asking him?
Does anyone remember?
Andy worked with Mosaic Team 3.
Oh, right!
Yeah.
Andy, you worked with Mosaic Team 3! That's so exciting!
Yeah,
You're
once
like
or
our
twice.
Predecessor.
I mean, no offense. They were a lot better than you guys. They would have already been in the
Ouch.
building, for instance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, enjoy your terraforming retirement. That sounds like a lot of fun. See you later.
Walk away at that point. I'm like,
Sure.
I'm gonna give him like a little fist bump or something.
Okay. He very awkwardly holds out his hand with the coffee and kind of gives you a fist bump as well.
Thank you, Andy. We'll be off.
No problem. Kind
I'm
of
gonna-
pulls on the cigarette.
Hold up the SMG. I don't really have any use for this. Does anyone?
Is it small arms or long arms?
It is small arms.
Oh, yes.
Sure, Spice. I'd love to give this to you,
Thank you, sweetheart.
and maybe I could show you how to clean it. During our next date.
I would love that.
Okay.
Now let's get this done.
Anyways, so all the people that have gone in guns blazing. The last time we interacted with someone who was the four-armed assassin who was sympathetic to this cause, they're open to diplomacy. Do we want to consider flying under false colors a little bit?
Oh, I love a good disguise.
Yeah.
given the current situation, I would guess that they're already on high alert and would be
I don't know. I sent them an email like
very wary.
a week ago.
Did they get back to you?
I got like an out of office response from somebody, but no, not really. But
You'd remember specifically it was one of those like mailer Damon message undeliverable or like this is not a monitored
it's
email.
the same thing. It's an out of office. I've definitely sent my out of office to be like 404 webpage not found.
That's great.
Whenever you email gibbs.com or whatever. I mean, I'm just saying, like, all the people have tried the things with the firepower. We could try a recon mission without the guns blazing.
I kind of like that idea. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but maybe we could, instead of going, in the elevator that dings and makes all the noise, maybe we could, go up the shaft somehow.
Well, the ventilation shaft seems not appealing.
No, the elevator shaft.
We could take it to, like, the second floor and then send it down to the first floor, but hold the door open.
Aren't there 4 different elevators, but only 2 of them go
Yeah, so
to
there's a central that goes 1 to 19, and we need to get to 19.
19, yeah.
So what if we got to like a floor underneath and like shot our way up.
That's what I'm
Dug
saying.
a hole. Okay.
Yeah,
We're on the same page here.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
all just a matter of like
Yes.
opening the shaft.
I think that's a good idea, Gibbs.
We could ride on the top of the elevator, and then it'll ding and it'll be empty, and you can like put like I don't know, like a bomb in it.
Or a smoke grenade. I have these smoke grenades.
Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
But that's still using the elevator shaft, and that still is hostile to start. I don't know that we're gonna get information because they're looking for Jade
I love the
specifically.
idea of a big smoke-filled elevator and you like calling ominously from the shaft, "We're here as friends."
I'm just saying we could try it
Intimidation.
at least until we got to Jade specifically, because she's gonna be well beyond the entrance of the elevator. She's gonna be holed up in the floor somewhere.
Yes.
Well, if we use the smoke grenades, maybe they won't know, who we are.
See, it's not a matter of them knowing who we are, it's a matter of them knowing that we're there at all. And I don't know that there's stealth when we've got such a pinch hold on the entrance.
I don't know if there's stealth if there's been all these bounty hunter groups just constantly coming up to them.
But if we shed our Mosaic colors and came under, like, my personal vendetta, at the very least we'd have an opportunity for maybe a chat long enough to see enough.
I think that we should attempt something that isn't outright violence. I don't like the idea of going up the main elevator, nor does the shaft seem very appealing.
Do you think these bugs can climb on walls and then we can like break a window on the 18th floor and then get in? Can we ride one of these beetles?
It's still pretty. What if there was a multi-approach?
Do the beetles fly?
Yeah.
Perhaps we should enter the atrium before we
I'm
make
just
any
worried that
plans.
if they're on the 19th floor, then they have access to the maintenance closets and the stuff. So, like, any conversation we have in there, we can only assume is under security surveillance.
If I can find an access terminal, I may be able to hack into the systems prior to attempting to reach the 19th floor.
It's just tough because we know that they've been there. We know that they're held up. They know that they had this purpose in mind. So we have no advantage on their turf.
We should assume that we don't have the element of surprise.
True. Yeah. So,
So we should enter the atrium. At the very least.
okay.
All right.
I'm gonna shed my like Mosaic colors from my vest or
Okay.
whatever.
Sure.
I'm gonna like pull off the patches and like stuff them in my trash pockets and
You
Do we
take them off,
have
put them into the
mosaic
cargo
colors?
vest.
Before
It's-
we go into the atrium,
does.
do I see any other evidence of the GFP around here?
Make a perception check.
You got it.
I'm going to be looking for access terminals
Make a
when we
okay,
go
okay.
in.
Yeah, you don't need to make a check for that yet. Talk about it when we get there.
24.
24. Okay. So as you're walking up to the atrium, you begin to look around. You don't see any obvious signs of the GPF. However, one moment here. So, you reach the atrium itself, which is a glass-faceted lobby. And as you enter the front doors, you can see to the left and the right of the main elevator shaft, there are on the ceiling, about 8 feet up, vents, steel grates over top. And beneath them, you can see a tremendous amount of congealed blood and viscera. From one, the left side, you can see actually what looks like the beginnings of a lower intestine just kind of trailing down. And Spice, with that perception check, you do notice within that there seems to be elements of darker armor shredded up, very similar to the GPF.
Spice makes a face.
Okay. You do so.
Do I see... I'm thinking... Spice is thinking it's Tybo. Does she see evidence of hands anywhere?
How in are you getting to this pile? It's literally like I would say like a child's sandbox worth of like red matter.
She just kind of looks at it. I'm not gonna like dig through it.
You look in and just by looking at it, you don't see any hands or anything like that.
Got it. Alright. Alright, guys, we're in the atrium.
This is a interesting choice of, design.
Carpet, I know.
It's the carpet that's the interesting part of it.
Wall-to-wall shag carpet.
Ew. Every designer's
It's
nightmare.
just like a 70s old like basement room.
Orange and green, all I can think of is
Paneling everywhere.
everything's paisley. It's awful.
Wood
Yikes.
panel on the
It's not
bottom
the bloody
of
mess
wall.
that bothers me, it's the shag carpet.
That's really the hard
The
part.
disturbing part of this. All right, let's
many
formulate a
crumbs.
plan. Is this a good time to huddle up now?
No,
Yeah,
we like literally said.
What's in the atrium right now? We've entered the atrium,
Yeah.
right?
So here and there you can see there are elements of cracked glass, although you don't see bullet holes. You see nothing that would indicate why they might be broken, but spider webbing along the top for sure. You look, you can see this elevator. Door is currently shut, almost like a adobe brick color elevator that are shut. You see a panel of buttons with 1 to 19 through it on that side. You can see, based on the top, it looks like the elevator is currently on the 19th floor.
Oh, that's a good giveaway if you press the button and it comes down.
Make a perception check, Shade.
18.
18. You notice off to the left-hand side in one of the 2 columns that goes up to the ceiling, there is a fire extinguisher, and off to the right, very small, and kind of one of those security-style panels, although this one seems to be for the fire alarm system. Aside from that, not a whole lot in this lobby.
I add the fire extinguisher to my inventory.
Okay. Gibbs, you walk up to this cabinet and just open the door, yank out the fire extinguisher.
Beautiful.
I guess I'll go check out the panel,
Okay.
the fire alarm access panel.
You walk up to it. It says, welcome. You open up the panel. You can see a basic, like a blueprint of this floor and a little evacuation plan. There's a couple of numbers and things that indicate system readiness status. You do notice that the sprinklers in this building have been turned off. I would say if you want, what do you want to do with that?
I want to try to figure out why they would have shut the sprinkler system off. Is there a way to it's just an access panel, but
Correct.
can I check activity, when they were shut off, if it's part of a routine, or did they
Make a computer check.
manually turn this off?
So you can look around and kind of going through the different menus of this device. There is a few things that you can cycle through. It's not very advanced.
21.
21. With a 21, you do, however, see that there is a way of setting routines for fire drills. And looking in that, there are no routines logged for today. This was certainly done manually. As for why, there isn't, nobody, it wasn't like this terrorist organization logged in was reason. For, maintenance reasons. No, they're not actively trying to log this error.
Right. Can I reset them?
You said what was your computer check?
21.
So with the 21, you're able to figure out the system enough to understand there are no immediately obvious countermeasures, and should you want, this is connected to the fire system. To a certain extent, you could try to hack it and reverse it for sure.
Yeah, I want to try to do that then.
Yeah, go ahead, make a computer check.
Let's see if we can get the sprinklers going on them or something. Dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
Ooh. Better than flirty 30,
There
for
you
sure.
go. You connect to this machine, and as you go through, it's like your awareness spreads like veins through the building as it traces across
I am the Matrix.
as it traces across the various elements of this fire control and monitoring system. And you realize you can't necessarily turn directly these sprinklers on, but you can turn the power to the systems itself off and on. And in a dumb manufacturing way, that resets them. As you turn the power and toggle it back on, you can see all of the sprinklers read as ready.
Okay. Cool. They're back. That's it.
There you go.
I'm gonna look in my jar, kind of shoving my whole eyeball into the crevice of it. And I'm gonna cast a spell, and this is probably dumb. It's gonna waste a spell slot, but I will cast no coordinates, and I will learn the exact location of a creature on the same planetary body as you.
Okay.
I can identify the creature clearly from personal knowledge of who they are. So that's Jade Brunaei.
Brunei, yeah.
Brunei. As long as they're like, I mean, I can do it if they're on a different. Oh, I can't do it if they're on a different body. If they're on a different planet. But if they're on the same planet, then I can do a bunch of stuff with the knowledge once I have it.
Sure. So do they get a save against that or what?
Nope.
Very
I just
nice.
get to know.
You look into this bottle. You swish it up, into everybody's horror, the fluid onto Gibbs's eye. It's horrifying to even think about, all of you having been exposed to it. And you see Gibbs' eye immediately just turn red. But Gibbs, as it turns red,
Swells up.
the elements of magic that are within your very being that connect you to this bottle almost seem to change the way that you can look. And you still see the walls and the ceilings. But you can almost see the vague outlines far, far away, up already on the 24th floor, so well within CGS, is Jade Brunaei. And kind of angling it, you would imagine, probably at this moment, somewhere within their ventilation system of that floor. What else can you do with that if you want to?
I can input the coordinates into any computer attached to an infosphere to find their general direction. I can use a piloting skill to reach them. And these directions make your familiarity of seldom visited places it makes it a DC 15, even if the area would normally be unfamiliar.
Okay, cool.
So I become like more familiar with the whole thing.
Sure. So yeah, you get the idea of the rough outline of the ventilation system. And I would say with that, having a rough idea about that area, make a perception check as you have this active.
3 plus 10 is 13.
There's HEPA filters in there, so clean air.
Fuck. Hate that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, well, so I know where Jade Brunaei actually specifically is. And I kind of like wiped the gunk from my eye and like put it on the rest of my fur. She's on the 24th floor, and she's herself is in the ventilation system currently. So maybe she was the thing that shredded that guy. Maybe she likes to hang out in the ventilation system.
She's probably trying to get to the 25th floor.
Well, she's
vents?
well within CGS,
CSG.
whatever.
The
Never gonna
No,
get it
sorry,
right.
CGS.
Yeah, CGS. Oh, I was right. CGS.
Chalik Genetic Solutions.
So yeah, I guess because she's after the mini lab, the mini genetic lab is what she wants.
Accessing the 25th floor would give her complete control of the
So
entire building.
She has the miniature genetic lab. So that was in a separate heist. She had mostly been known for like spiking trees and doing protests, but her and her group robbed a CGS convoy of a miniaturized genetics lab. Since they have now taken this place and unsure as to, they're demanding the cessation of all plant testing for this group, which is pretty untenable. But unclear as to what their exact objectives are.
So maybe we could beat her to the 25th floor and just meet her there. Like, why bother going through the 19th floor? Like, yeah, we'll get more money for the hostages, but if we just cut them off at the knees, the hostages will free themselves later. We'd just be responsible for the whole thing.
But how would we beat them up there?
Go from the outside, maybe? She's going from the inside, so we know that her and her cronies got 19 through 24. We would only have to get to 25 and wouldn't have to crawl through and fight through them.
There's no front desk or anything, right? It's just the elevator.
Yeah, and so you would imagine probably up on the 19th floor, there's like a reception desk.
The fire system doesn't control the ventilation, does it?
It does not, no. That would be controlled from the 19th floor.
Okay.
That's the HVAC system.
From the 22nd floor in the maintenance closet, or is that different?
22nd floor is maintenance closets for the upper floors.
Oh,
the
yeah,
19th floor, yeah.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
No worries.
So, what do we think?
How would we get up there?
You could take a beetle. We could. If we call the elevator, they're gonna know that it's gone. They're gonna know we're coming at them.
And I will remind you guys, you saw all the windows shuttered from the outside, from the inside. This building is in like lockdown mode, so it's designed not to be breached. That's the problem with having it taken over from the inside.
Couldn't we go to the 18th floor and then?
If we use the elevator, they'll know. We could try to force the doors open and scale the elevator shaft.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. That's what I suggested.
But then we've got a cork in the bottle of the elevator itself on the 19th floor, you know? We'd have to break through that.
There could be a maintenance hatch.
Is there any SOS from any of the other bounty hunters coming up on my comm unit? Can I
Yep.
pick up anything?
You haven't so far. Nothing's pinged out.
Okay.
There isn't really like a general airdrop that they can do.
Okay.
But you check your infosphere, social media things, and you don't see anything posted about it.
So they aren't like blocking signals or anything.
They're certainly
here?
blocking signals from above. Yeah.
But
so,
from here, it's still functioning.
yes, from the lobby, certainly functional.
Okay.
As we talk about the elevator, I'm gonna just go over there and is there like a instruction manual for the elevator, or like maybe like a thing on the side or something, like in case of emergency or
There's
something?
buttons.
Press to open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good question. But there's just buttons.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that hard of a door just to open it.
I'm worried about climbing it. I'm not very strong, to be perfectly honest.
Well, you could always, climb on my back.
Doesn't someone have jump jets? Would that be relevant here?
I
Yeah.
mean, it would make it easier, but it's definitely going to be
Loud.
taller than my maximum height.
But you could, like, Mario double jump.
Yeah, well, I probably could. Yeah,
I like the idea that would be quieter than the elevator.
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
In the echo chamber of the elevator.
Nice stealthy rocket pack.
So,
If you fall, one of us will catch you.
I'm not worried about that.
Shade is just
Damn it.
So, are we doing the elevator, guys?
I'm gonna look around for options other than the fucking elevator.
So you look around, and as you kind of poke around, your foot skids a little bit. You look down, just this puddle of viscera and gore, and looking up, you can see the ventilation shafts. Even with that gore, you still feel a little bit of a very iron-scented breeze coming from within. It's open.
Through the vents.
You think I could go in the vents? Like,
Of all people, I think you could.
right, like that might be easier for me and just pace myself with you guys.
going in the ventilation shaft alone seems dangerous, especially if we know that Jade is in there.
We almost lost you recently, Gibbs. I don't know.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
want to encounter her
Oh,
alone.
wait, hold on a sec. I have a thing that has to do with squeeze. When squeezing through a space, you can move at normal speed and are not considered entangled
Nice.
as a result of squeezing.
Squeeze!
That's one of my themes.
So you can
Steam
squeeze
bonuses.
up the ventilation
So I can
shaft.
squeeze through the ventilations with Gibbs.
I mean, so we know that that Jade is in the ventilation, so we know that the risk is there. We know that if we go to the elevator shaft, you have to stop at the 19th floor, which is easily like fortifiable. I wonder if this is like a scare tactic, all this blood and gore. Like any average person wouldn't do this, but if she's traveling through the ventilation shaft, then they must be somewhat safe. At least once you get to the 24th floor.
Perhaps we should take the ventilation shaft to the 19th floor and see if we can infiltrate there
Check for traps.
to take control of at least the first 19 floors.
Right. I mean, what do you guys think? Elevator or ventilation? That's all that's really there.
Vents.
I think vents too. I think
Should we split the party?
Everything else has been quietly done. Why the vents be so gory?
It does seem kind of gross in there.
You can have my scarf.
Your scarf seems even grosser than the vents.
Yeah, but it's not actively bloody.
I guess.
Okay. What do you think?
How high up are the vents?
So the ceiling is about 8 feet tall. They're not that high up. And looking up, all that secures them is 4 flathead screws.
So it's easy, just
Pretty easy to pop
it
off.
right
Yeah.
Twist your finger.
yeah.
You can come off.
You take the tip of one finger off,
Like,
and it's like a little multi-purpose screwdriver. You can flip the
You
top,
gotta,
or
like,
actually
rotate
each
it
finger is a
around,
different
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So like, all right, flathead. You stick your middle finger up and
Yeah.
do it. So you guys are going to go up through the ventilation shaft.
Are we committing to that?
Yes.
I guess.
Who wants to go first?
I will go because there's a lot of bodies to fall through if I fall.
We could always split the party too, though.
That's what I was kind of thinking, but that's
We could. No, it might be a good play.
But like, because does ventilation stuff, is it like windy, like you think, or is it like straight up and downy?
Certainly not straight up and down.
Right.
Yeah, this is something that probably travels from room to room, at least on this floor. Hard to tell, exactly how it'll work from within.
And the ventilation shaft, I feel familiar with.
And it might make more sense since you guys are, easier to squeeze things, and me and Shade could probably just go up the elevator, and we're a bit more bulkier.
I think the elevator is a fool's errand because you're gonna die.
We should not go up the elevator, especially just the 2 of us.
Okay.
Okay, we're committing. This sounds like
I'm
commitment.
gonna start unscrewing the.
Spice gets down on one knee and starts like pushing you guys up.
Great. So no problem. The spice is strong. You just get
I can
hoisted up.
I can just jump jets
No,
up.
gives.
You can't really jump jets and hover. So
I
you'd
can
have to,
jump jets.
You
Up
jumped
the
up
8
off my
feet,
knee.
right?
Yeah.
And then grab onto something or like get
Okay.
to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ledge.
You could do that. So you
Garage
jump up,
illusion.
grab onto this thing. You can see Spice ready to boost you up, and then she's like, oh, "Okay." You grab onto this thing and begin to unscrew it, one after the other. No problem.
Oh,
It's
just to unscrew it.
yeah.
I was
We haven't
talking
even
about.
gotten there so far.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of an extreme way to unscrew this.
Yeah,
thing.
no, I wasn't trying to unscrew it like that. I was like, after the unscrewing happened.
No problem. So you use a little bit of assistance to unscrew this grate. As you take the last screw out, you are about to pull the grate away, and it falls in with this heavy weight behind it. Dead body. Not a dead body, but as the grate falls and hits the ground and you sort of pull back, there is a hand holding on to the grate itself.
What?
You can see like pinching it as if trying to reach. The arm still all the way attached, and you can see GPF patches down the side of this arm. Going all the way up to the haunch of a Lashunta shoulder, and then just kind of bone and like torn muscle and skin connected to that. However, within the actual shoulder or around the shoulder, there is a holster. Give me 1 second here.
Can I like investigate this arm to see what could have possibly caused this sort of damage?
Sure. And as you do, this is the thing that is with them.
Oh.
Do I recognize the person who that was? Can I recognize from the face?
Make a flat intelligence check. There's no face. This is a hand that goes up to an arm and then ends right around the shoulder.
Oh.
And then you can see like the actual upper the arm bone sticking out.
I see, so there is no face.
No.
Wait, can I see that?
Yeah, it's long enough, so.
Oh, can't do that. Ooh, 19.
Can you
And
long arms?
intelligence is 0, so.
0.
Am I the only long
I can
arms?
With the 19, you begin to look at this arm. And from an arm, it's hard to tell like who a specific person is. But getting down and really sort of...
On the hand, though. Maybe the hand. I'm looking
Sure.
for the same tattoos that I
I'll
have.
take it.
You turn and you look at this, and you can see there was an area where probably you can see like the edges of ink, but with Talon's woe, unfortunately, it looks as if this element was
Talon,
torn
you
away.
woed
Whatever
it?
happened.
No! Why?
Whoa!
My heart is broken!
My chat just updated, and now I see the woe.
Yeah.
I don't see the whoa.
Aw,
I see
got so
those
close.
falls. Hashtag.
Will always be junk. So, a little bit of gore around the floor. You can see these elements here. And unfortunately, it does look like this would be where like a regimental or a squad patch would be. Hard to tell.
Fuck.
Spice, if you got the rest of the body, I could talk to it.
Oh man, all I got is an arm and some intestines.
Oh.
Let's find the next one. We'll try it then.
Can I like see what the cause was, or like?
Are you going up and into the shaft?
Well, the arm is like there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see like what could have rendered this arm
Make a medicine check.
from
That's a
from the
skill, right?
body
Medicine.
in
Oh, you
such
know
a
what I'm
manner.
thinking? Maybe there's like a laser or like laser traps inside the vent, so maybe we should like throw an inanimate object up there first before we hoist ourselves up there.
Medicine 9.
9? Yeah, could be lasers.
Lasers? No, I know lasers. Lasers are more like cauterization. This is like too bloody to be lasers.
Jagged, torn skin and
Not
flesh.
lasers.
There's
Probably
like
not
a
lasers.
chainsaw
Shade, you're like,
inside.
I didn't.
That's a
I didn't
Pro-
think it was lasers.
Probably more like a vent fan than a chainsaw would be in the vents.
Ooh. Can you
Damn it.
vent fan it? Like do the vent fan, turn the vent fans off from the...
I would need to
Channel
access
thingy?
the 19th floor,
Alright.
presumably, unless there was somewhere, but there isn't one on the first floor.
Do we know if Jade's human or what her, like, biology is there?
Yeah, she's an elf. Rare and common. She's an elf.
And elf. Okay. Elf, plant-loving elf. Plant, likes plants. Don't step on any of the greenery. Do you want to hoist me up into this and I'll give it a college try? I'll go first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go first if you would rather.
I'm okay. I appreciate that you want to protect me, but I'm okay.
I think me and Spice would help Gibbs.
We're both on our
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
one knee.
Just claw through the blood to get to
No
the
problem.
a flat point of the shaft and then look for...
It only goes
traps.
up about 3 feet before turning and flattening out, so not hard at all. With everybody's help, you don't even need to make a roll.
Nice.
You get wedged up into this blood-soaked shaft. When you get to that edge and you put your arms up, you can see dried blood, bone shards, just kind of littering, and you can see certainly there are drag marks, like something was pulled down the shaft. You see, as you look down, the shaft takes a sharp right-hand turn about 10 feet down. And you can't see beyond that, although there are dents to the walls here. And you feel that there is certainly a breeze. It is not as much as you would expect for an entire ventilation system. It feels as if maybe something blocking the full amount of air.
Okay. I will get a little bit past the blood if I can. Not take that next turn. But I want to like...
Oh, that's the turn. The lobby, you would imagine this goes out like this and then turns, and there is probably either a central shaft that connects to other parts of the building radiating out, or maybe just more of like a flat kind of network. But right now, all that you can kind of see straight ahead, there is a right-hand turn.
But that right hand turn's also bloodied.
So looking down at the bottom, there's blood the whole way.
Okay.
And you can see shards of bone. You see more of this black, almost like a ballistic weave fiber that has been shredded just as easily as the skin.
Okay. I'm going to flatten my body and try to just, as I move forward, making room for my companions, try to, like, mop the blood
Oh, yeah.
to try and, like, make it as pleasant for Bubs as possible.
While also like scraping
So
some
just,
into
well,
the
just
bottle.
like army crawling, but with my belly to the ground.
Yeah, so you're basically mopping the ground.
Yeah, with
your
my
body.
like
Okay.
fur.
Gross.
Yeah, but Bubs will appreciate it later if he ever recognizes it. But
Oh gosh.
Bubs
that's
can tell
gross.
a cleaning attempt from anywhere.
Yeah, it's true. It's a feat. So you do this. You squirm your way to the edge. Is anybody following at this moment?
I think I would probably jump up and
Sure.
grab myself up into the.
You swing yourself up. It is narrow for you. You have to really wedge yourself in. Gibbs crawling is fitting pretty comfortably, but for you, there's no way you could even get up on your knees here. You're really crawling through. And as good of a job as Gibbs is doing mopping the blood in front of her, you're crawling through human remains. Certainly.
Doesn't really faze me,
No
but
problem. You make your way around. You see Gibbs turning around the corner. And Gibbs, as you turn, you can see the shaft opens up to a 10-foot wide column. You see mostly faded, but a red painted ladder that leads up and out of sight.
Convenient.
At the bottom, beneath, at the kind of piled around this ladder, you can see the remains of 3 Lashunta. There is armor kind of plastered to the remains of the bones. You can see ribs sticking up out of the central part of the pile. There is a... go ahead and make a perception check.
Gladly.
This is about 15 feet away from
Nice. 17, and my perception's real good.
you. Okay.
Nice.
Plus 10, so 27.
Nice.
Nice.
Love that.
High whiz.
Certainly. You can see amongst all of this clearly Lashunta-based viscera and gore, there's plant matter there. And at first, you're like, oh man, that's gross. I could see what these people ate for lunch. You know, they went to Panera, they got the salad, but not a sponsor. But as you really look, you can see the plant matter kind of twitch and move, little elements. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness and the light here, you can see this slithering, sliding tendrils, very thin vines that vanish up along the side. They trace like veins, getting slightly larger as they go out of sight and up.
Does it seem like they're aggressive towards me yet? Or-
No, so you're 10 feet away, and right now, like, really at first, you're like, oh my god, is it still bubbling?
Yeah.
And as you look, it's really just almost like an earthworm in like a puddle. Just this little vine pulls underneath a little bit of like somebody's leg.
Right.
And then you see like another little like twitch of a fiber, almost like a guitar string being plucked, but it's this vine like moving as it snaps something off the body.
Right.
They don't seem aggressive. They're probably not terribly perceptive,
Right.
but they're eating.
Then I'm gonna. Can we open comms and just have walkie-talkies going?
Yeah, when you're this close, for
Yeah.
sure.
Then I'll do that. I'll open the group chat or whatever, and sort of try to whisper without my voice echoing, so like into my fur, and I'll say, like, once you get to the end of the shaft from the atrium, there's plant life that's definitely going to be aggressive and is eating more of the dead bodies. Be careful.
You see again that little almost tendril, again like a guitar string, like boom. And you hear within this blood and gore the sound of something like stretching taut.
Does
Okay.
that sound
Crawl.
like
Keep
Yeah.
going.
Sneaky, please.
Yeah.
Make a stealth check.
I'm going.
I'll stealth.
you.
I'm gonna drop. Like, I don't want to block the entrance that Shade needs to like get by me to get into the shaft. Can I like drop down, or have I done that?
So this goes about 10 feet, and then you see it open up into a column.
Yeah.
It only drops maybe 6 inches, but it's like a wider column that kind of comes to the base, and then it rises up.
Cool.
There isn't like a basement to the structure, so you're at the bottom right now.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna move out of the way of the shaft.
So only about this wide. There's no real moving out of the way. You can go into the shaft, or you guys can back out of the shaft.
Yeah. Okay. Go into the shaft, Mr. Man. I don't know about that. Then I'll wait for Shade to catch up and figure out what we want to do.
Shade catches up.
Is that-
You turn around in the very limited space. Shade's like kind of looking right up your tail, like almost hitting Shade.
I have an idea. So the architecture around here is described as organic. Is there a chance that this building might be alive? Do the shafts look like metal? Is it metal?
It is metal.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah.
Far-fetched. But, you know, I don't know.
Why would they have people eating things in the shafts normally? This is definitely a
Do I
Jade
see the
Brigade
vines
thing.
now?
Yes. So now, especially with Gibbs kind of gesturing over, you can see, and at this point, that string-like vine, that twang, just keeps kind of twanging. You hear a last like snap, and you can see like a little bit of meat attached to some kind of bone up into the darkness, pulled by this vine. You hear up at the top, and this loud kind of slurp.
Can I like run a life sciences analysis or something?
Make a life sciences
on,
check.
like the, I want to go to like my Samus scan visor, try to like.
Make a life sciences check.
Ooh, ooh. Oh, 23.
So you're not really familiar with this kind of plant. This isn't something that you've encountered before. But as you look at it and you hear the last kind of stop, you see like 3 or 4 vines suddenly drop down, swinging. They remind you almost like jellyfish tendrils. You'd imagine this creature certainly predatory. You've never heard of anything like this, and then you remember
Half-Life 2.
very, very much like that. And then you kind of think about it. Jade, having stolen this genetic laboratory, can be modifying organisms sort of as she needs to.
Right.
This is certainly not something that you will be familiar with because it's not found in nature.
Is there any... So we're, like, still pretty crammed in, right?
Yes.
Would I be able to, like, pick up a viscera bit and try to, like, you know, throw it at one of the tendrils to see if it reacts?
Sure. You pick up a little bit. It's like the edge of an ear. You can see, like, this little part and what looks like maybe a piercing. And as you pull it out, you just fling it by Gibbs. Gibbs, you see this little ear right by your line of sight. And it hits this pile. It almost gets lost in this gore. You see some of the strands kind of pluck and move. It doesn't seem like they immediately go out and grab it, but certainly they're aware of its presence.
Okay.
How can we get up this shaft without getting eaten by the plant monster? Maybe it's
Plant monster?
plant monster, the Viney boys.
I said kill it.
Are there any other shafts, or do we have to pass by the monster?
So you guys haven't actually stepped into the
Oh.
chamber itself. So you looking up, you haven't been able to look up and see whatever's up top.
Right.
You don't know. Looking across, you can see the shaft does continue further into the building. So you could, go underneath and keep going
See
theoretically.
if there's another up.
Can I, like,
I'll do that.
tuck my
look
head,
up 'cause I got
yeah.
it in there.
Okay, yeah, you're ahead. So Gibbs,
Yeah.
as you lean out, go ahead and make a reflex save.
Oh, I should have done it.
You couldn't. You're behind her. There's no way to wedge yourself forward.
Oh.
12. Okay. You turn and you look up, and in this moment, there is this drip, and you feel it hit your face, and it immediately begins to sizzle. And because it is 7:30,
Oh,
so we're
what?
gonna take a quick break. Yeah.
Ah,
I
So,
wish I could have, like, grabbed you.
like
I'm there, you know.
as this sort of acidic feeling saliva begins to burn and digest your cheek from the outside, we'll step away for a quick break. Thank you for hanging out with us. I know I saw Talon, and I saw your mom was here, and I saw Doss. Thank you guys for hanging out, and Talon for throwing a woe in right away.
Yeah, thanks for
Oh,
that. Thanks for that, Talon.
that was a bummer.
Setting all of story
It
back.
has been a
couple
while
weeks.
since
Yeah,
you sent
shit.
us one,
Yeah.
so I get it.
We're
I
going to
get
step
it.
away for just about 10 minutes. It is 7:28. We'll be back right at 7:40, we'll say. We'll see you then.
Bye.
And welcome back to Mosaic Team 5. Thank you for hanging out with us through the break. I'm going to go ahead and just get us started. Give us some music. Gibbs. As you look up this shaft and you pull your head around, there is this drip and this acidic kind of burn. You are going to be taking 4 points of damage.
That's fine.
As this sizzles and hits you. And in this brief second, you kind of pull away. But make a perception check.
17.
17. In that flash of a moment, almost a flash bulb, you see above these drooping, almost green, mossy-like protrusions that come from the ceiling. 7 or 8 of them. And at the end, almost lifting up, you see these large, what could only be described as mouths. There's no teeth. There's no tongue, nothing that you would resemble. But there are dozens and dozens of vines that drop down from them. You said a 17?
Yes.
You see around the edges of these mouths, these gaping holes from which these vines protrude, elements of like these eaten meals, viscera, cloth. You can see just like gore kind of streaking down from these vines, and then you pull your head back in. You can see all of these vines now just strumming, almost like humming and alive. In the puddle of blood, mostly dry, you can see many of them moving like earthworms in the mud.
Do I see, looking out and over, any, like, what do I perceive to be the challenge of getting over? Like, do I think it's feasible if we were to get over without stepping on the earthworms?
In that moment, like as you look, you can see there is a single handprint in that other side that is then dragged back. So probably it was attempted. It didn't look successful. It would be challenging, certainly. And now, as you listen, you hear this kind of drip, 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 and you look, and those mouths above you watering. You can see the acid like tss, 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 into the flesh below.
Mine very tasty. I don't know, guys.
What did I just see? Gibbs went out and went back and was like,
Yeah, and
"Ow."
now you can see like the fur sloughing off from the cheek. So just a little worse than usual.
Yeah, I don't know. We either have to wear ourselves out fighting this thing or not, but this is a creature that's less intelligent than people.
That's
Probably.
true.
But I think we should prepare for a fight.
Or we could try the elevator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How high up is it?
How high up is it?
I mean, it was on the ceiling, so probably 19-ish stories up. It was high, and so it being a little bit out of reach, that's a long pull. I mean, you know, it's a large creature, certainly bigger than large.
I definitely like the elevator idea. It's less gross.
It's people versus monsters. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Either one's dangerous. And Jade's
19
smart.
floors.
Don't we have to fight the people anyways?
But this creature could take us up 19 floors if you can avoid the mouth on the other end of it.
I believe you would succumb to the acid damage before you made it to the 19th floor.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, why don't we put it to the vote? Spice, you said you were for the elevator, right?
Just because there's no immediate danger in the elevator, that's what I would vote.
I'm for the elevator too. What about you, Shade?
I'll do whatever the crew decides.
Oh, geez, why is it coming down my road? Ah!
You hear these vines now moving more rapidly, more agitated, and as you look, you can see the elements of corpses still left are being shifted around as these vines seem to search for Gibbs.
Okay. Turn around. I'm also covered in blood now. I thought it was going to be a good
You're
thing.
well seasoned.
Oh, you know what I think we should do is go up to 18, get off there, and then get back in the vents?
Nah.
Nah? Okay.
You have to give up the
Never
bets
mind.
of the whole thing.
Are you guys getting out of the shaft?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm gonna.
Can I look really quickly before I turn around as I wait for all my friends to shuffle out?
Mhm.
I want to perceive the things in the body, knowing that Spice is, like, used to it. Is there any, like, arms or body parts I could grab and pull with me?
Make a perception check.
Oh, nat 1.
Ooh, bummer.
No.
Okay.
Whoa.
You know, it is just red paste as
Yeah.
far as you can see, and as you like see these vines through the gore, you're like, I need to get out. You back away. You don't see anything.
Great. Beautiful. Then I go the fuck away.
You make your way out of the shaft and drop back down into the atrium, leaving the vines and the viscera behind you. As you get out, Shade, you drop down. You have a little bit of blood on your knees, on your chest. Gibbs, the gore on Gibbs falls away after she hits the ground. It's like a sheet falls off her. It's like in the winter when you turn your defroster on and that big sheet of snow comes off your windshield,
Yeah.
but just viscera.
Don't worry, guys. I got
Gross.
this. And I get on all 4 paws and I do that dog shake thing. And I shake all of the blood off of me.
Bubs, make a
everywhere.
reflex save.
Oh god, that's gonna come for me.
Oh.
Oh, 12 plus 4.
16.
As Gibbs drops down on the ground, you see the fur already beginning to bristle out. You've seen this happen. And so you dive behind the pillar that had the extinguisher attached to it. And there is like the of mist as it gets all over. You kind of look around to the side, still settling as some of this viscera. But Gibbs looks a lot cleaner.
Gibbs up.
Gibbs looks the normal dirty.
Maybe instead of that, you could use one of these wipes. I mean, there's a baby on the picture of the wipe, but I mean, they're for adults.
I think I need like 40 of those.
Oh, I have 40.
Okay. And I just put the 40 of them into my cargo vest and don't wash at all.
Sure.
Thanks. I'm gonna put wet wipes in my inventory now.
And eat one right now.
So interestingly, that does trigger something.
Oh, what?
The wet wipes
Wait
or
a
the...
second. The wet wipe.
Scent.
I would like to get a sponsorship from those wet wipes.
So funnily enough,
It's baby
give me 1
wipes
second
for
here.
adult stuff.
For babies, but also adults.
We
Bubs,
found that thing's
Your
weakness.
comm rings with a little message.
I'm gonna look at it. Yeah.
Sure. So you see, this is from Peep.
Oh.
And he says, hey, I just got word from Maxwell. Your brand, Squeaky Clean, has been discontinued.
Oh no.
Please advise.
Your brand's been discontinued. What
My
brand?
brand.
His particular baby wipe brand has been discontinued, or his sanitary thing.
What a crushing blow at this moment.
I just got some bad news, guys.
There's another message from Peep. He says, are Mean Green Clean Wipes okay?
I'm gonna just think in my head. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna text that to Peeps and just like, okay, parentheses, just in anger.
Angry face.
Oh, did Steel
All
Skin
caps.
You
change
get a
again?
third message, and it's just Peep, who cannot read your expression through the text, as great, smiley face.
Okay.
So that happens.
So, are we going to the elevator shaft? I'm gonna walk over to it.
Sure. You
Can I
walk over
check
to
the door
elevator.
to see if we could like open it without calling the elevator? or
Yeah, make
anything?
an investigation check. Or this is a perception check, I think, right? In Starfinder?
Yeah.
Perception.
Yeah.
15.
You get up to the elevator, you search along the seams. It's not like meticulously tight, so yeah, you could wedge something in there and try to pry it open. There's an exterior door you can tell, and then inside the actual mechanical door that is much more sturdy. The first one, even with your fingers, you can pull that apart. Really just there for show. It is that painted copper or almost brick-looking red or orange. And then behind that, there is steel doors. That is a little harder, but you can pry that open.
Any like elevator panel I could try to see if there's a way to open the doors? Like, I guess I could, from the fire alarm system, control the emergency elevator, like the fire alarm door in the elevator that keeps it, or it rings the bell but it stays on the floor. or-
So thinking back, the elements that you could control within that elevator, there you could stop the elevator. That's something that you can do. You can start it from the emergency stop default, and then you're able to also access an intercom with the elevator. Those are the kind of options that you have.
Intercom.
Okay.
You could just intercom them and tell them we want a meeting with Jade. We want to join the cause.
Assuming
We'd
that they're
be
hanging out in
announcing
the
our
elevator.
presence.
I'm gonna try to just pry open the elevator.
Sure, yeah. For that, that's just a straight up athletics check.
Yeah. That is a 14 plus 4, 18.
No problem. You step up to this, and as Shade holds aside the decorative doors, you wedge your pale fingers into these edges and wrench them open.
Yeah.
No problem. They open up, and you can see the darkness of a mine shaft, or not a mine shaft, an elevator shaft. Yeah, there's just a whole mine there. Welcome to D&D. Roll for initiative. So, you see an elevator shaft in front of you. Steel with a single, or actually it's a pair of cables that go down, anchored to the ground beneath. And as you lean in and look up, you can see currently on the 19th floor the elevator.
As I'm doing this mentally, I'm kind of like counting in my head how many. What was the white brand you said it was?
Squeaky clean.
Squeaky clean. I'm mentally counting how many squeaky clean wipes I have on the ship, and how many months to like usage will I have left.
So you have a lifetime supply, which for Bubs, roughly a week.
Yeah.
About a week.
Oh, damn.
Nice. So we just scale the cables and try and cut through the bottom of it and hope we don't trigger anything. And is the elevator shaft, as I look up, is it a solid shaft, or is there jutting offs into
No, certainly. There's
ventilation?
like, you can see almost like rebar has been used to create the structure. So handholds all over the place. It's not designed to be climbed, but it's not like designed not to be. There are certainly like organic places that you could grab onto.
And is there like break-offs, like rooms or anything?
Like
No.
coming
Oh,
in.
However, there are little doorway, almost edges, that you could like tiptoe stand on where the elevator doors for each floor are.
Okay.
So theoretically, you could do that. If something like the elevator shaft or the elevator were to suddenly fall, that's not going to protect you.
Right.
But yeah, you can kind of stand there and rest on your toes for a second.
Okay. Should we just climb?
Can I go back to the panel?
Yep.
And stop the elevator at the 19th. Ooh, actually,
Like lock it there or something?
should we bring it down to the first floor so that they go there,
No, the whole
and
point
then
was
stop
that
it at the first floor and just go up, like, through the shaft to the left, like get off at the 18th floor?
if we call it before we're ready, even as a diversion tactic, we can only assume that the 19th floor will be harder than it was if we show up without it having
True.
been done.
Yeah. All right. So I'll stop it at the 19th floor so that they can't call it down on
Okay.
us.
You've already accessed this panel, and so no problem. You go back to the settings that you saw, and you lock the elevator. You see a little red X appear, and you presumably no longer able to move.
Okay.
All right, up we go.
Yeah, I think I'll probably, since I opened the door, will be the one leading.
Yeah, make an athletics check as you scale a steel cable up 19 floors.
I'm
While
gonna tie Shade and I together with some rope.
Okay.
Before I go back over, while I'm in the panel, can I unlock the 18th floor doors from
So
there?
this only
or-
controls fire functions. You can't unlock or lock
I mean
the doors.
the elevator doors.
Right. You can't
Oh,
control
okay.
the elevator doors proper. You're locking the car.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
16. Yeah. You begin to climb. Hand over hand, you make it, a floor or two up, no problem. But even as you get to the 5th floor, your arms are beginning to get tired. Certainly, this is a tough climb. But you make it 6 or 7 floors with no issue whatsoever. You look back. Who's following?
Spice will follow.
I'll
Make an
lasso
athletics
Shade
check.
and then follow.
Okay.
You're
Yeehaw.
Oh,
you're attaching yourself to me.
18.
Yeah. You're the
What?
guy with jump boots.
Okay. Yeah,
26.
that makes sense.
26.
Yeah.
You wait for Bubs, and Bubs is going really slow. Bubs gets about 7 stories up, or even when he gets to about 5, you start climbing. And by the time that Bubs gets to 7, you're right behind him.
like pushing his butt up.
Yeah,
High
if you want.
heels.
He's beginning to sweat a little bit. It's hard for him. For you, you have not broken a sweat yet. In your high heels, you are just kind of, you have to stop and wait. You kind of get it into the crook of your arm and kind of hang on, waiting for Bubs to go, unwind, go up a little bit. But very easy for you.
Nice.
You're going to lash yourself to Shade.
Yeah, and I'll go up last.
Well, you're going up at the same time as
Oh,
Shade because
yeah.
you're tied to him.
We're going together.
Okay. So,
I'll leave. Tie you to a rope and have you dangle below so you can be last.
Honestly, it's probably better than me organically trying to climb.
go make a survival check.
If only we had a couple
yes!
carabiners and like a
What
rope.
survival? Oh,
I feel like I
Shoot.
should have bought more things at the mall. Thought I had a little bit better.
Should
but
have
no.
gotten like one of those
12
rock
plus
climbing
5 is
harnesses
17.
for like a
Yeah.
So you can have him in
You take elements of rope
Thank you.
and different bits of cloth that you have access to, and you lash yourself to Shade. You feel pretty confident about the knots. It could be tighter, but you have a deadline to meet. So you get yourself tied to Shade. You snuggle up close, and Shade, are you scaling?
I guess, yeah, I'm scaling. I don't want to use my jump jets past a point where they would be able to hear them.
So what point is that? You have to choose.
Probably like the first 30 feet. I would just like use that to get the first 30 feet, and
Okay.
then that still leaves like 16-ish floors.
Yeah, certainly.
So, yeah.
No problem. You take this first jump, and you cling tight, Gibbs, as you suddenly fly off, remembering hurtling into space. Really just a day before. You land on one of these ledges, and looking up, you can see, at this point, probably Spice, like, checking her social media and stuff, waiting for Bubs to go up. Bubs is at the 8th floor. You hear hard breathing. But are you going to climb from this point on?
I don't know, because the only time I've used them since has been when I was in the vacuum of space.
Mhm.
I don't know how loud they are.
Pretty
Is it-
loud.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it is like loud. Okay.
You heard the Kasatha use it. It's pretty loud.
Okay, yeah. I guess I would go another 30 feet if I'm not going to hit them, and then start climbing from there, probably.
So you up another 30 feet. You land, hearing the clang, 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 clang echo in this mine shaft. Both of you certainly hear this as well. You begin to climb, make an athletics check. And this is going to be with a -2 modifier as you are lugging a Gibbs up with you.
Ooh.
It's better than my -2 for sure, though. Uh-oh.
That's dirty 20 minus 2.
Okay, not bad,
Good,
not
good.
bad. You climb as well. And for you, as an android, it's a task that you're pretty familiar with. And once you've done it once, it's really just programming. So you scale end over end, no problem. And for you, it's like a very methodical movement. You actually feel very much like you're being rocked. You get a little sleepy. Bubs, at the 10th floor, you are sucking air. Make an athletics check.
Okay, come on. Ooh, a 2, so 6.
Yikes.
You are moving up. You look down. You can see Spice. You do not want to fail here. This is the one place where you can't. And as you feel that, your hands suddenly soak with sweat. You get very anxious.
He's a very sweaty boy.
Yeah. And suddenly the steel cables become much harder to grasp. You begin to move, and suddenly they slip. You begin to fall backwards. Spice, as this is directly in front of you,
Yeah.
you're going to try to catch him?
Yeah, I'm gonna offer some support. As he,
Okay,
like,
so start with
loses
a
his
reflex saving throw. You have to react to this.
grip. Okay.
This happens
24.
suddenly. 24,
Yes.
no problem. You see, suddenly, you hear this kind of, and you see Bubs move down like 3 inches, and you're aware of the fact that he's going to fall. You reach up, make an athletics check again.
Okay.
You guys are lucky. Spice is strong.
Okay. 14.
Nice.
14.
Yeah.
You grab Bubs as he falls, letting go of this cable.
Shit.
You begin to fall. Shade,
God.
make a reflex save.
Can I grab onto them?
Does
You might have to in a second.
Does this count as a reflex save to not be knocked prone?
No. This is a reflex save. No, certainly not.
Oh my god. Natty one.
You look up, you're already holding Gibbs. You take the full impact of Bubs and Spice, and you all begin to plummet, colliding together, tangled end over end. You slam into the wall. First, dropping down 2 stories, each of you is going to take...
Can I try to jump jets?
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
No.
At this point, as you slam into the side, you have Bubs' arm in your face. You see the bottom of Spice's shoe. You see what you think is either Gibbs's leg or arm. It's hard to tell at this angle. And then you begin to pinwheel off like a pinball at an arcade machine. If you want, I will say go ahead. This is going to be an athletics check. You're going to be taking a -4 modifier to this as you have all of your companions tangled with you.
Come on.
You are tied to Gibbs.
Oh my god. 13 minus the 4, so 9.
You guys fall another 2 stories. Whoop. Taking only 3 points of damage. As this time,
All of us?
Gibbs, yes,
Yeah.
Gibbs kind of grabs on and is able to right you guys just a little bit, but your tiny arms unable to hold the whole group. You hear the nails screech down the steel. Is anybody doing anything to try to right the situation?
I'm trying everything to right the situation.
Grab.
Spice, make
Yeah,
an
am I at
athletics
the
check.
bottom? Can I try to like Emperor's New Groove in the wall?
So that's
to,
what Spice is doing. Go ahead and make an athletics check as well. You can try that
Dirty
from the bottom.
20.
Dirty 20 from the top. That's good.
Another athletics check.
Yeah.
Do I still have the -4?
You do not. You have somebody helping you up top now.
Okay, that's 16.
Spice, you wedge your arms out using all of the strength that you have. You grab onto an edge that you see. Your fingers instantly turn white with the pressure and they slip off as Shade, unable to grab onto something, slides down the sides. However, right in your trajectory, so you guys are taking 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam again and again into the side. You guys are falling down 7 stories.
Can I throw out a token spell? And it lets me create an object that's a foot cube each round.
Okay.
And I'd like to make a pillow at the bottom.
So again, a foot cubed is about this big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody will hit it,
You
hopefully.
fall. And this is a pretty narrow path. So as time slows, Shade, you're the first person to impact. And with your hyper processing speed of an android, you're like, oh, this is soft, before all 3 of your companions crumple onto your chest with the force of, falling 7 stories. Shade. Oh, wow, you are very lucky. You're taking 7 points of bludgeoning damage
that's not bad.
out of a maximum possible 18. You hit hard, and then Shade collides with you. You feel one of her heels dig into your side. Gibbs, then, you feel she falls off to the side and doesn't hit you directly, but because she's tied to you, it kind of across your throat, and then Bubs' butt lands right in your chest, driving all of the oxygen out of you. For the rest of you, you're each taking 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you land atop or amongst each other in succession. There is a loud, loud clanging noise that echoes through the elevator shaft.
Sounds like a
As
surprise.
the world rights itself for all of you. You are sore, you are a little battered, and once again, you're at the ground level of this building, which I designed a whole gang for you to fight, but the building is plenty.
Yeah, what?
That's amazing. So you guys now find yourselves at the bottom of the structure yet again.
Fuck.
Could you
Who
get
can
off
heal
of
me? Can we take a 10-minute rest?
Are you into, are
No.
you bleeding?
I only
No.
have stamina.
Okay, well, if you're not bleeding, then suck it up. Because all I can heal is blood. I mean, I'm fine. I'm largely fine.
Can we take 20 to climb this or something?
If you want, yeah. So looking up, there's no immediate concern. You do imagine your element of surprise probably gone.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just take the elevator then. They already know we're coming.
So that's a thought. But yeah, you could take 20 to
Bugged.
climb it if you want.
I think we just take 20.
Alright.
Take 20 to climb it?
I mean, we're here a day early at least.
I don't
Got
know.
time.
She's already on the 24th floor in the shaft, in the ventilation shaft.
Do you want to climb that again?
I mean, I could climb it. It would be. I mean, we don't have the element of surprise now, so
so
I could
what's the
just
point of
jump jets my
climbing it,
way
though?
up.
If we don't have the element of surprise, why are we climbing? We'll just take the freaking elevator.
I feel like the elevator would have traps.
Yeah. I say we just take 20. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we take 20. We got to do it.
Well, why don't you and I go up first, and we can start, like, getting into the bottom of the elevator or whatever, I don't know. I've never broken in an elevator before.
What
There was a
if-
really comfy one once, though, that I slept in.
Here's a thought. I'm going to go back out,
Okay.
reactivate the elevator.
Okay.
We're going to go up to the 18th floor with the jump jets. We'll stop there. You guys go from the first floor, hit the button, start bringing it down. We'll sneak up before it gets up there,
Okay? And just ride
and
it
then
up.
we'll all meet you.
Ride on
yeah.
the top of
And
it?
we'll all meet up.
So
Okay.
you'd guys be in the elevator,
But we could get there before and try to get the jump on them. Then you guys take it up
Oh,
and meet
okay.
up with us.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
All right.
So 2 waves of attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I follow. Good plan.
Maybe I could use like my smoke grenade for
Because
something.
we'll be able to get there like right. Ooh, give us one of the smoke
Yeah.
grenades,
I'm gonna
and we'll start with that.
give one
we'll
of the
start
smoke
with
grenades,
diplomacy.
and I'm going
You're
to
right on the side of the smoke grenade.
see if there's any way I can take some of the rope from like Gibbs or something, or maybe
Wait,
some
what are you
kind
doing?
of
Don't unattach us. We're attached.
sheet or something I have, and like maybe like attach a smoke grenade to the doors, so when the doors open, a smoke grenade pops.
Great idea.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Make an engineering check.
Okay. 11.
Okay. You don't activate the smoke grenade on yourself. But as you try to attach the grenade to the door, you're recognizing that there's some logistical issues with this. It's really hard to attach metal with like tape. There's a lot of you don't really have the tools
Grab
necessary.
some
Although
maple syrup.
a great idea, but right now you don't have the tools.
You need gaff tape.
You need gaffing tape. That's what you need. That's what everybody needs.
Everyone needs a little gaff. All right, so I've reactivated the elevator.
Wow.
Okay. Should we jump jets up and?
All right.
Uh,
Break.
If we can't reach you via comms,
I'll reach you with my mind.
can you do that at 18 stories up?
I can do it for 60 feet.
So no.
Like
Wait
6 floors.
I can do it touching.
Wait 5 minutes and then call the elevator.
Okay.
Okay. Well, wait exactly 5 minutes.
Okay. I leap into Shade's arms.
Jade, you step into the elevator shaft?
Yeah, and I'm jump jets into the 18th floor.
Okay, no
With
problem.
Gibbs
Make an
in your
Make an
arms.
athletics check.
Doing the boop,
Yeah. Make an athletics check. Maybe only one.
majestic ibex.
Got this.
on.
Come on.
Athletics check,
Yeah.
13.
Oh, is that good enough?
You hold Gibbs. You fly up to one floor, to the other. Your foot slips on the metal. You kind of corkscrew up to the third and kind of grab on. You manage to pull yourself up to the door. Go ahead and make another athletics check. You weren't quite able to get up in one go.
Can I like readjust so that Gibbs is on my back like a backpack,
Sure, I'll chicken fight ya.
so that I have like hands free to grab to
Sure.
assist?
You're just like, Gibbs, this isn't working. And you slide Gibbs around. And it ends up being like a papoose, essentially, with Gibbs in it. But yeah, go ahead and make your athletics check.
No.
Much better.
Oh, okay.
23.
23. With this now secure papoose, with Gibbs in the back. A tactical combat papoose.
It's Shade, Gibbs, and the bottle.
Oh my
Center
God.
balance.
This is like an actual meme where they have that little thing and you can have your halfling mounted on the top. This is like an actual thing. Okay, so you jump jet up. Now, having done it once and with the much more secure Gibbs, no problem.
Great.
You make it to the 18th story after about 3 minutes.
Do I have to pry open the door so that we don't get crushed when it comes down?
You would.
I'm going to do that.
Okay. Make another athletics check. A lot of athletics
Can I
checks.
assist with this part?
Yeah, absolutely. Make one as well.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
17?
Okay.
That one.
That one.
-2.
Okay.
I'm
Luckily,
Yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good.
luckily, you're just trying to help.
Yeah.
And so for this moment,
Your hair is so thick. I'm so distracted.
you reach in, and Gibbs is like, let me help. And her arms go like up your arms, kind of like touching the muscles. And as you first get the couple of inches in her excitement, Gibbs kind of grabs your hands in like this really weird way, and you sort of react. The door shuts, slamming your fingers. You have to like pull them out. They kind of clip, and you have to yank them through.
The cap falls off.
You can just see the screwdriver exposed. You're like, Gibbs, please. You stick it back in, yank the screwdriver part out. And then you manage to pry this door open. In front of you, you can see a dark hallway. Some what are very clearly in the darkness here, artificial plants, like larger versions of what are basically snake plants that kind of lean over to the side. You see another fire extinguisher in front of you. You see the little placard that says 18th floor. But most importantly, you're out of the shaft.
Okay.
Are the plants
I was
like
gonna
potted
say-
plants? Are
Yeah.
they like
Having
They're
just
floor- they're
experienced
floor-
the plant in the ventilation shaft,
Yeah.
combat scanning,
Okay.
any like sentient plants or
In this,
Hostile.
what's the range on that?
my vision?
Oh, so just your vision?
Yeah, just my vision.
Do you have low light? Do you have dark vision? Sorry.
Yes, I have 60 feet low light, and then another 60 feet in black and white only, with no light source at all.
Nice. With low light vision, even with the little bits of emergency light spilling out of the elevator shaft, you can see there is no sentient plants. You see 3 plants in this hallway that are all exactly identical, such that they were probably printed in a mold. Certainly not real.
Okay.
The dirt's real.
No other signs of life.
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
And then this floor is part of the info whatever. The 18th floor is part of the
19 through
Telemarketer.
21 is the communication
Telemarketing, yeah.
solutions thing.
We're right beneath the floors that they are presumably occupying.
And looking to the left and the right, you can see a hallway that runs and then opens up on the right-hand side to a large bullpen of cubicles. Like a whole... you have low-light vision as well, right?
probably.
A whole jungle of cubicles. You see, the rat race, no pun intended, in full effect, although nobody here presently.
Okay, so we wait 4 minutes and
Sure. For you, Bubs and Spice, 5 minutes pass. You calling the elevator?
Yep.
Yep.
Great. You press the button. The two of you up on the 18th floor in the quiet. The door suddenly shuts behind you, and you hear the rumble of the elevator as it moves.
I'm so nervous. This is a trap.
wait, we want the door to be open though because we want
Yeah,
to
we
jump on
gotta
the
open
elevator.
it now.
I have my hand up ready to like say SOS to these guys
Sure.
if something happens.
The elevator descends, goes past your guys' floor.
Can I attempt comms to see if they're signal jamming on the 18th floor?
You try it. Nothing.
Okay.
Scramble to open the door.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go reopen the 18th floor door.
Make an athletics check.
All assist.
There you go.
Can't get another natural one, right?
16?
12 minus 2 is 10.
Hey!
You just get the door open, and it really takes you, Shade, like wedging yourself in. Gibbs like becomes a doorstop, just wedging her body against the entirety of it, and together you two push it open. It doesn't look cool in any way, shape, or form.
But it's done.
Yes.
It's happened. Alright, and then...
When it comes up, we're jumping.
there's clearance above where it's going to land on the 19th floor, right?
Yeah, about 3 feet of clearance.
Okay, so we can like...
It's for like, so you can see there's mechanisms that pull the elevator up, but there are places where off to either side you could probably crouch and be fine. There's no protrusions on the elevator that would prevent it, and it needs to stop before it hits the machinery. So you have a pretty good assumption that there's
I'll be
space.
fine.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
3 feet. I don't
Well, I'll crouch and...
Yeah.
All right.
we just wait and time the jump so
Yeah.
it's not like free falling.
Wait for it to like...
Bubs, Spice, the two of you
Just
get into
hop
the
on.
elevator. Before you press the 19th floor, are you guys doing anything to prepare?
Isn't it? Well, can I perception on the inside of the elevator? to
Yeah, make a
sure it's
perception
not,
check.
Bugged. 21, I believe. Let me make sure. Perception. Yeah, 21.
With the 21, you take a look around the elevator. Brush steel, it's a nice elevator and not covered in blood, which is great. Very
Not
different
bad.
than your last route. However, as you get close to the elevator panel, you can tell that the buttons have been messed with. It's fairly subtle, but you would imagine there is a mild electric shock that will be delivered upon touching almost any of the buttons. Thinking about this being a trap, you notice the 19th button is not one of those. That is the only real safe one to press.
I'm gonna psychokinetic hand press 19 at 5 minutes.
Ding! You see the little light appear and the door is shut. The elevator begins to move with you guys inside. You guys can hear this elevator approach, and you're going to time to jump on the top?
Yep.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Is there elevator music playing in the elevator?
Oh yeah.
There is not. So what you're hearing
No!
is just the scrape of this elevator moving up. This is not a... They don't really have elevator music in this office building.
Bummer.
Although, we'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
11.
16.
16.
Success. We're still tied together.
For you, you leap. Being tied together, you kick off of Shade's shoulders so that you can get to one side of the machinery. And you do so without an issue. You see Shade timing, and with the jets, very confident, looking down, looking up, looking down, looking up. You jump a fraction too late, and you are, poof, with the elevator, kind of punched by it as it hits you up. You don't die, you don't get crushed, but you get basically punched by an elevator. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam your back into the roof as it wedges you up and against it in a very uncomfortable way. You guys all hear this kind of clang as it gets to the top. Not a smooth stop like you would imagine it should be. However, you do reach the top. Give me just one moment.
I'm just gonna ready a smoke grenade in case something happens.
And can we...
So we're at the 19th floor.
Yeah.
All right, brace yourself,
Oh.
she says, with her mind.
So, let me give you guys some visual perspective.
Yes, please.
Pulling out a map.
All right.
It
They
only
don't
took
make
us.
28 millimeter scale office furniture, so I've been doing a lot of drawing this week.
Yay!
So you can see this lobby.
The hand-drawn maps are the best maps.
Oh, well, there's a lot of them. Don't worry. Hang on, let's get some guys here. So
We don't want guys.
these are symbolic guys. This is not what you... They don't really make a lot of the models that I really need for this game yet, unfortunately. You'll recognize somebody who looks... Well, no, so this is actually reverted. You guys are coming in
we're
from this
here.
elevator right here. And then those two elevators off to the side are the first two that go up.
Go up, okay.
So you can see there is a woman sitting behind this desk.
What?
There's one right here. There's one guy right here. Ugh, thank you. All right, give me one moment and I'll turn this combat camera on so everybody else can see what they're seeing. How does that look? Oh yeah, you can see some stuff.
Can I ask you a quick question really quick?
Yeah.
From where we are, with the elevator shafts being like mesh, can we see to the left and the right that there are the other elevators, like the bottoms of which are just there?
No, so these are presumably off-leveled so that you cannot see these other two. If there's ever a problem with any of the elevators, you don't want it to spill over into the other. There's some relative reasoning behind it, although actually Gibbs really wouldn't know that.
No, right.
No, you don't see anything.
Cool. Beautiful.
So, you can see these individuals directly in front of you. Give me 1 second to pull up my
I have my
notes
smoke
here.
grenade ready.
And we're still on top, right? So
Yes. So you guys are not necessarily.
we have
seeing
like
this,
the
but other
access
two are.
panel to get in, right?
Hold your moves.
Here, you are also hearing now and then. There is a PA system with automated messages that is still playing throughout this telecommunications office. The individuals that you see in front of you. So first of all, when the door opens, you can see right in front of you, in steel die-cut letters, Choice Communications, which is backlit with neon blue. You can't see it because it's on the wall. As you guys exit, you can see you are in this very shallow but high-ceiling lobby. There are 4 columns that you can see. Those are the ones that are cross-hatched of stone that rise up to support the ceiling. So there's no tops to those. Those go from floor to ceiling. There is a faux steel wraparound wall supported on rebar that seems structural. And the rest of the walls here are polished concrete. There are some plants along the wall. These are real plants. With the elevator doors on the south side that you guys entered from. On the front of the room, dead center, you can see this slightly asymmetrical desk. It's a little bit like a swoosh, and this is the logo of this company. You can see it's underneath the C of the Choice Communications. You see what looks like on the desk in front of you a woman. The skin, tons of tattoos. You can see they look almost like cheetah print in places. In other places, you can see symbology relating to a lot of aquatic looking things. And then you can see on the right shoulder, because she's wearing like this vest, a little black cat smiling. But a lot of tattoos on this woman. Off to the left, you can see what looks like a larger gentleman. Also wearing a vest, incredibly hairy. You see like the really thick chest hair, the big thick arm. It looks like he's wearing a shirt at first, but he's not. And then off to the other side, you see a very thin man. This actually a Lashunta male. Close to like 7 feet tall. Very thin, very tall. And you can see the eyes almost yellow in the light here. But the woman in front on the desk is going to sort of kick her legs off and look at all of you on the elevator. And by all of you, I mean, can only see Bubs and Spice.
Yep.
Well, who do we have joining our party here?
Howdy, I'm Spice and this is Bubs.
Hi.
Have you come to join the brigade? Or are you looking for Jade for other purposes? And you can feel at this point the two on the side get a little closer. Not even by 5 feet, just a couple steps.
Well, tell me about joining the brigade. What do I need to know?
She pulls the vest open and she pulls out 2 of these glass vials. You can see an emerald-like liquid within. It shimmers as she moves it. You just take a drink.
Interesting. Did you take this drink?
We had the older treatment before we had the laboratory.
How about you take it? And she looks at the Lashunta with the yellow eyes.
Lashunta with the yellow eyes looks at you and smiles. I took it as well.
How about you, hairy man?
Kind of grunts at you. And as he does, you can see the teeth almost canine in appearance.
Can I recognize if it's a kitsune?
Make a life sciences check.
Oh, good.
This dice is so ridiculous. 10. I'm glad that everybody could see it.
Yes.
With a 10, you look and hard to tell.
Okay.
Looks human, but so hairy.
I'm going to walk up to the desk and...
As you walk, you see they all bear weapons, but not a single person moves as if to draw them.
Yeah, she like confidently waltzes up there, like she's unfazed by all of their weapons and
Sure.
whatnot. And she holds out her hand to inspect the vials.
Opens up the top of it. Open your mouth.
I'm gonna have my smoke grenade somewhat in my pocket, like ready.
Sure.
Can I?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Can we start working on getting
Yeah.
down
Yeah, so how are you doing that?
to get through the access of the top of the elevator or whatever?
Sure.
Yeah.
This is not something that's locked. It's not like a secure elevator, so easy enough. You find the access panel.
Cautiously, slowly, quietly
Make a stealth check.
open it
Make a stealth
so that we can.
4.
Okay.
But I think only some of them can probably have a direct line of sight to me.
From
Because I'm in the elevator.
Yeah, but she certainly can.
Yeah, only she.
No problem. Okay. You see these eyes, and as you look at them now, almost orange in this glow, they flick down, and you can tell she's watching you. But they turn back to Spice.
Spice is going to inspect the vials.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, that's gonna be pretty good. 20. Perception. 24.
Spice, you are not by any means a biochemist. You know, not even really a good scholar. However, you've dabbled a lot with perfumes and other things based in plant biology. And there's something about this that reminds you of that. But there is a sinister element to this. As it shifts and moves, you feel very hesitant to drink this. It's not maybe a poison in the sense that you are familiar with them, but there's certainly something that is unhealthy to this drink.
Well, can I tell if it would kill me or not? Is it like an instant death?
You can't tell just from looking at it.
Okay.
But is there a skill that you're calling on to try to figure that out? You want to make a life sciences check, calling upon your limited amount of life science knowledge, or
Yeah.
this would be more of, I guess, a no. This would definitely be life science, actually. Thinking about it.
Maybe medicine. Well, my
You can
life
make a
science
medicine
and
check. Yeah, you can try
medicine is
that.
the same. Okay. Please be a 20.
Ooh,
19.
that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
You squint a little harder, and as you do, you can see those little bits of plant matter, little elements of green, almost like tea leaves. As you watch, they seem to shift and change. This is something that you would imagine on a fundamental level will certainly change you.
Change me.
You think about those plants. You didn't really see how much of the body was left, and you certainly didn't find any body parts. And then you remember this Jade Brigade person asked you if you were looking to join. Perhaps those plants were the Lashunta at one point. She swirls the vial in front of you. Drink up.
Can I hear you guys moving around, or are you guys like close?
I'm gonna jump down at this point.
I got a 15 on the stealth.
Okay.
My plan was throw a smoke
Yeah,
grenade
No, don't
Yeah.
do that!
Why?
and
'Cause we have so
hop
much
down
information on
and
this.
then try to take him out with
Yeah.
the new rope net gun.
So with the 15, you feel pretty quiet as you pull the hatch open. There is this brief, but as this conversation is happening, you don't know if they heard.
Okay.
The hatch is open.
All right.
I was gonna jump down.
All right. Well, I guess we're both jumping down because you're still tied to me, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm taking you with me. And I'm gonna try and stop Spice and say, wait, before you drink.
So clang, clang.
Yeah.
These two individuals appear in the elevator. Who are
gonna-
you looking at this moment?
Well, as she she's gonna hear them coming
Yeah,
down.
oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna sleight of hand those vials in her hand. Or I'm gonna try to.
To take them out of her
I
hand?
want
Take them out
to
of
jump
her
down
hand.
with a
Hand
smoke
check.
grenade that the smoke grenade
Yeah.
that Bubs
Okay.
gave me.
Yeah, you have that in your hand.
Roll
Oh.
that.
Oh my god!
What is that?
That one!
Okay. As you go
Bummer.
to grab this, suddenly the eyes flick right back, and then you hear this as you roll the smoke grenade into the room. Everybody go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh,
that turns south pretty quick. Alrighty, give me one second.
Damn. So bummed.
Alrighty. Wow. All right. Anybody natural 20? Alrighty. 25 to 20.
21.
21 for Bubs. Great. All right. 20 to 15.
17.
19 for Spice. 17 for Shade. Gibbs, what did you get?
Got a 7.
A 7. All right. 7 for Gibbs. All right. 10, then an 11, and a natural 1.
Nice.
Okay, so the way this is going to work, Bubs, you were going first, followed by Spice, followed by Shade, and then we're getting into the enemies.
Is the smoke grenade active?
Currently, so Shades is rolling like under your feet and into the space. So Shade has thrown a smoke grenade. That we'll say that it goes off at the start of combat.
Okay. So it's 20 feet. So 5, 10. 15.
So it'd get...
It's basically everywhere.
Wait, a 20-foot radius?
Yeah, that's what it is. It says 20. Actually, that's the range of throwing it.
No, it should be...
Oh no, 20 feet. Yeah, right here.
No, that's not the range.
What else? Where else could it be?
So 20-foot radius would be
yeah.
the whole room.
20 foot.
Yeah, it's 20
Pretty
foot
much.
range.
So
Yeah.
Smoky
everything.
room.
Yeah.
So as this rolls underneath your legs, Bubs, you look down, and that is the last time that you see a clear room because suddenly, just smoke explodes out, billowing dark gray smoke. You can hear coughing. You can hear people beginning to move. What are you doing?
Well, first, I'm probably going to do a swift action to put my helmet on
Okay.
because I know there's a thing with the smoke grenades. Each round you're in, you are coughing. You have to do a fortitude save.
Okay.
And then with my rest of my actions, I am going to basically, I think I'm going to charge this one, the hairy one.
Okay. Excellent. That's not the hairy one. That is like the tall,
black one is
the
the
tall
hairy
Lashunta.
one.
The other one's the hairy one.
Okay, the black one. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna charge him, and I'm gonna just start punching.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. You can move yourself up into base
Yep.
contact as well.
You can, like, punch. Your mini is like punching too.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Pew.
Now it's LARPing.
Nice.
1 second, sorry.
No worries.
What's this guy doing? Oh, he's holding his hat.
That's
He's
Diego.
Like,
Here it is.
oh, yeah.
Diego.
Don't say that.
Can't wait to see you again when you're all painted.
I'm going to just say in my mind, before every storm, there is a lightning strike,
Okay.
and I'm gonna.
That's not how storms work, but okay.
Well, I mean, like,
I don't think any of
Come back.
Bub's sayings actually scientifically make
like a
sense.
thunder before the storm. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I love it.
That's a 1 though.
No.
In your head, you immediately start hearing this ancient classical song by Imagine Dragons called Thunder, and that really throws you
I
off.
hate Imagine
It,
Dragons.
yeah, a lot of people
you
do.
know that?
It pulls your
Yeah.
concentration away, and
They're
you
the
swing
Nickelback
wide.
of-
As this
Today.
individual doesn't even budge, you collide right with the shoulder. This is a dense person, way denser than they should be, and that immediately concerns you. However, anything else, Bubs?
That's my turn.
There you go. That brings us to Spice. What do you want to do? Shade, you're on deck.
I'm gonna cast Daze on the lady in front of me.
Okay. What is that for a save?
18. You have to beat an 18.
And what kind of save is that?
Great question. It is Daze.
You should also, if a swish action, if you can, put like a helmet on or something.
Okay, I'll do that. What saving throw is will.
Will. Excellent. That is a 13. So
You
a failure.
fail. You
What
are
does that do?
you. It is Daze, unable to take actions, but taking no penalty to AC.
You don't even.
Fantastic.
You can't take any action.
Can you put that around that lady, the person that's kind of standing on the desk? So you reach out with your telekinetic abilities as the Lashunta, and you twist the elements of psychic energy you can feel within her brain. And as you do, whatever you connect with, it doesn't feel human. You twist, and certainly she is dazed. You can see the shocked look. But even as she looks shocked, the mouth hangs open. You see the teeth almost animal-like in a way.
Can I also take the vials from her hand at this point if she's dazed? Action?
I'm gonna say. So what is dazed? Is that a full action or is that just an action?
It's a spell. Let's see. Standard action.
Standard action. I believe as a swift action, you can change grips or drop prone. I would say you probably cannot, unfortunately. Yeah, that seems like it's probably a standard action.
Fuck. Okay. Well, she can't move. She can't do anything for this round. So
All right.
that's good.
You stand there dazed. That brings us to Shade, and that puts the other people on deck. So we'll get there when we get there.
All right. I am going to fire this new wireframe net gun at the person who was just dazed from the elevator.
So go ahead and make your attack roll.
I believe there's concealment, right?
In the smoke grenade, I believe so. Let me double check.
I think so, yeah.
So what's the minus to it?
So basically, you do the
It's a
roll.
minus 2 conditional.
Yeah.
All right. 24.
24 against KAC, right?
This is for the new net gun, so I'm not sure, probably, because it's a net gun.
That hits. So go ahead. That is going to be...
I think that entangles
Yep.
her.
No, I don't have it entangled. However, I do have a grappled. So if you could put a grappled on top, you can see suddenly the mouth hangs open. She looks dazed. You fire the net gun, no resistance whatsoever. She's like not even really sure what's going on. The net out. You see these little weights that dangle around and kind of tie the net behind her. She is entangled.
Great.
Nice. Nice.
And
Teamwork.
then I think move action. Can I combat track the one that is engaging with
Bubs?
Bubs?
Absolutely. Your eyes shift over and they lock on this individual. You can see very dense and glaring at Bubs. Anything else?
That's my standard action, move action. I think that's it.
So on their turns, because they're back to back, Halmar, you can see this individual who is faced with you, Bubs.
Harry Halmer.
No. Halmar.
Harry Halmeyer.
Harry Halmar. You can see this individual. Not that you know this name. This is just Halmar. That's the only name. Smiles at you, Bubs, as you punch and nothing happens. And as they smile, you can see almost these like gorilla-like teeth in this individual. The hair on their arms grows longer, and you can see they bend over and dropping down to all fours. No longer taking a human shape, and certainly not a kitten shape. You see some genetic
we're fighting
modification.
Animorphs.
Certainly it appears that you're fighting Animorphs. That is his full action to transform. That is going to bring us to the next person's turn. This is Isaiah, the Lashunta, and you can replace them. As their long body stretches out, and you can see the sort of sallow skin shift and turn into a almost 8-foot tall constrictor snake.
Damn.
That is its full turn, and then that brings us to Gibbs. Gibbs, you watch as 2 out of 3 of these creatures shift into other things around you.
The one who's entangled and dazed is just...
She can't.
Or she's last in the initiative order.
Oh,
But we don't know.
okay.
I'm gonna scamper out. And I have to make like a save to move through the whatever.
So you're in this smoke right now,
Yeah.
billowing out around you, and I believe
You should.
you need to make a... Give me 1 second here. Starfinder smoke grenade. I don't have the rules for it on hand because I forgot you bought it because it was through the whole while spices in the mall thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you need to make a fortitude save.
Yep.
So go ahead at
I
the
was
start
taking
of your...
action and I've got shit to do.
Yeah, so at the
True.
start of your round, you take a fortitude save.
I think it's actually a swift action to do that.
Got shit to do. 14, but I get a +4 because I am quite tough when it comes to anything when choking, breathing smoke.
Absolutely. So what does
So
that put you
18.
at? So you would have failed. However, with that roll, as the smoke billows around you, you breathe it in, and it's just a nice lung full of old junk fall air to you. No problem. You don't even cough.
And I'm gonna scamper through, hopping on this desk, and I'm gonna take the vials from the woman.
Okay. If you're going to go ahead and make a, this is going to be a contested sleight of hand check.
Even though she can't do shit?
She's dazed and she's entangled. She can still hold on to vials. It's not like she suddenly let go. However, she's going to take a modifier for that, for sure.
15.
15. So interestingly, she rolled a 16. She would get a modification to 17, but with a -4 conditional modifier.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. Those vials are not in her hands anymore.
Because of the fact that she is in a net and dazed, as you dart forward through the smoke, all she sees is these rabid eyes of Iyasoki. You reach out and you snag these 2 vials. You now hold them in your hands.
And I forgot you can't break up movement, so that's my turn.
Don't.
It's her turn now.
I think that's a feat
So
you
let
can
me see.
take
Can you
away.
read again?
It's like it's such a
It
waste of a
takes a
feat.
while.
Read again for me.
Right.
What is dazed?
Oh, here I've got it. I've got the whole sheet.
Oh wait, I have it right here.
Dazed?
Dazed. You take a -1 penalty to attack rolls.
You can
and
take
then
no
entangled.
action.
You can't take any action.
That's dazzled.
Oh, dazzled. Sorry.
Dazes, you can take no actions.
No actions. It is a full action to transform. So you watch. She sort of like stutters a little bit, looking for these vials. The hand drops around. She begins to look, but that's her turn. However, she does need to make a fortitude save at the beginning of her turn, and you hear her just begin to hack and cough. There's a, where are you? And you could see like elements of her, like fur, out, but then fades back. She cannot transform as she chokes on the smoke. That is going to be her turn. Can you roll a d6, please, Dan?
Yep.
I hate that you can't break up movement.
I know, right?
So,
A 3.
So
A
unfair.
3?
Yeah.
All right. So she takes 3 non-lethal damage as she chokes. That brings us to the top of the round. Bubs, Spice, you're on deck. What do you want to do, Bubs? You see the smoke billow out. You can hear choking, and now in front of you, no longer a man, but this huge gorilla-like creature.
I'm going to think to myself, feel the rain on your skin.
Okay. Is this an Olay commercial?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Well, he likes the cleaning.
Okay,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes a jingle gets stuck in his head.
No problem.
So he's gonna feel some punches coming to this guy's face.
How do you know?
18
Nice.
for my
Plus
first attack.
18. And that is,
Plus
yeah, that
stuff.
hits.
Plus
I mean,
stuff.
Yeah, but that hits
That
anyways.
certainly hits.
Yeah. So that's going to be 1d6 plus 12. Let's see. That's a 1 plus 12, so 13.
13 points of damage?
Yep.
Fantastic. That's great for a 1.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And then my second attack, for my full attack. Come on. That's a 15 plus 9, so that's 20.
That hits.
Where is the d6? That is a 4 plus, what is it, 9? 12, so 16.
16. Damn.
Damn.
Already, just a quick 29 points of damage.
Yeah.
You lean into this guy, and as he turns, you can see there's this moment where he just goes ready to fight you, and you collide with him. You like take the shoulder and wedge it in underneath him, almost uppercutting him with the shoulder first, followed by the fist. And the fist, it's like a double uppercut. You see the head snap back, and as he pulls in, ready to roar in your face, you hit him again. You hear the jaw snap together, the teeth likely cracking in some places. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else, Bubs?
That's it.
All right. Spice, you hear the impact of this punch, though you don't see it through the smoke. Go ahead and make a fortitude check, or saving throw, sorry.
Alrighty.
Oh, did you put your mask on?
Yeah, my swift action was putting my
Okay, fair enough. So you don the space helmet at the moment, very hard to see, and you hear the sound of your own breathing amplified. But what do you want to do?
I'm going to clever feint my snake.
Okay. So for clever feint, what does that do?
As a standard action, you can fake out an enemy within 60 feet, making the enemy open to your attacks. Attempt a bluff check with the same DC as a check to feint against that enemy.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make your bluff check.
Okay, this is going to be mad high. Where is it? Oh, 19 plus 13 plus 3, and then there's going to be more for operative, but I don't even, operative's new to me. So 19 plus 13,
32.
32 plus 3,
35.
35, and then, I don't know, is it
So what does this bluff check look like? Yeah, this works.
I guess what she's gonna do is she's gonna get down on the ground and like pretend to be a mouse, I guess, and then be like, "Come here, snake!" But then she's actually gonna shoot him.
So you crouch down. You're looking at this.
She like looks at you at Gibbs for inspiration real quick.
Sure. You look at Gibbs. You're kind of like, and you get down on the ground. You turn up. You yell at the snake to look at you, and it does. You see this head snap around. You see the tongue lash out, almost a foot long, right near your face.
Nice.
Certainly paying attention to you.
Nice. Okay, so it is flat-footed against my attacks and everybody else's attacks until the end of my next turn.
Can you go ahead and put a bane on that creature? That will be our flat-footed for today. So despite not having any feet, the snake flat-footed. Anything else, Spice?
well-
Fucking put it on there.
Yeah, there you go. Anything else, Spice?
That's my standard action.
Alrighty. Shade, what do you want to do?
I think I'm gonna run over to here,
Okay.
get some cover from this guy and this one, and try to hit the gorilla with the second of the nets.
Sure. You slide into the room, the smoke not bothering you, you not needing to breathe. And go ahead, make your attack roll with this net.
18?
18. The net wraps around, and you can see as this creature finally lands from the strike from Bubs, it lets out this loud, and the net right around the face. You can see the arms pulled into the body. It is entangled.
Nice.
All right.
There you go. You can put another net around them. Anything else? Shade.
That's my move action. I think. As part of my move action, I'm going to draw my laser.
Okay. No problem.
Sheath the new net gun.
Okay. You stow the net gun, you draw out the laser, no problem. That is your turn. That brings us to this woman. Now, she is still dazed.
Not to the woman.
No, she is not
Sorry.
dazed
Shade-
anymore because it
yeah.
only lasts one.
No
Hey,
longer.
Harry Hammond.
Oh, sorry. I wrote the wrong person down.
Entangled.
Yeah. You're right.
Sorry.
No problem.
I got plans for this woman.
Yeah.
So she's still.
We're gonna go on a nice
entangled.
date.
So-
I'm gonna show her a night on the town.
First, the creature that is in this net facing
She
you,
is flat-footed.
Bubs. While they're entangled, they're still able to attack, correct?
She's flat-footed.
Yeah, they can still make attacks.
She's flat-footed.
Yeah.
They're all flat-footed.
Oh, they're all
Everybody is
flat-footed.
Mm.
That's freaking dope for
Yeah,
me.
I
flat-footed
know, I
is so
did it on
good.
purpose. I meant to do it first. I mean to do it first, but then I got excited with days.
Okay.
So,
-2 days.
this is going to attack you, Bubs.
Yep.
The first thing that you're going to do, and they are taking a penalty as they are entangled,
Yep.
but it is going to lash out and attempt to body slam you.
All right, let's do it.
So, that is going to be not very good. A 17 to hit.
Is it a KAC?
Yes, it is.
I definitely beat that. I got a 19.
There you go. So this creature reaches out. You can see in the net, tries to swing out, can't do it. They lunge with their body. They slam into you, and this time, almost like a reversal of roles, it looks up at you. You don't budge. You are denser than it imagined. And this gorilla-like creature, you could see the snarl suddenly falter for just a second. But that is its turn. That brings us to the snake creature. The snake creature is currently what? Just flat-footed?
Just flat-footed.
All right, so it slithers down to where you are, Spice, as you invited it to eat you.
Yes.
It is going to head and take a constrictor bite against you.
Okay.
That is going to be a 21 to hit.
KAC or EAC?
That is KAC.
Yeah.
All right, you are going to be taking... Ooh, you got real lucky here. That is 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that is going to be its turn. Just bites into you, kind of tries to pull back. You don't feel any kind of venom or anything like that. But certainly it could have been a much more painful bite.
Yeah.
That is its turn. That brings us to Gibbs, and then this lady who is not transformed. Gibbs, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna swing around to the back of her, kind of using her body as my vaulting pole to get behind her.
Sure.
And as I touch her, I'm gonna cast the Mind Link spell that I can do innately.
Sure.
And in the 10 minutes of information that I can dump into her head, I'm gonna replay the part of the conversation I had with Marat Mainmoff, the four-armed assassin, talking about the Jade Brigade and that he was a lizard and like a lizard that loses his tail, but the rest of the body survives. And also just convey that I have her vials. And just sort of tinge it with the emotion of betrayal.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have to be truthful information, it can be whatever information.
Sure, yeah.
And sort of just dump in all of my bullshit about Rentropy and then the fear of seeing Chesterfield genetically modified. And give her that stark image of this guy who I hate.
Okay.
And I don't know. Do the same thing I always do whenever I'm in this situation.
Sure. You do that. You flood this individual's mind, already startled, already kind of rattled with this information. You see the pupils dilate as they absorb it. No problem.
And then the door behind me, is that unlocked?
Where are you?
Sorry, I'm
Oh, yes, it certainly is.
I just keep a hand on it.
Okay. You grab onto the handle, you check, and it turns in your hand. You'd imagine it would open. So, that is Gibbs' turn. That brings us to this lady. Fortitude save.
Oh.
It's a natural 1.
Can I put my thing up?
Yeah, as a fast action, you can do that.
9, sorry.
9. So you do take 2 points of non-lethal damage as you start coughing and coughing. No longer this beautiful junk fall smell. Now getting a little thick is the smoke.
It's the spicy
Spicy.
streets.
It's the spicy part of the smoke. However, that is the end of your turn, you said. That brings us to this lady. She is flat-footed. She is in a net, and she is also still dazed.
No,
No longer
still
dazed.
Okay, great.
Just in the net
she-
and flat-footed.
So in the net and flat-footed, she is going to take her turn to transform.
Can she free herself from the net, or does she?
No,
need
she's still in the
to?
net.
Okay,
But that's okay.
that's okay because she's
Transforming
kind of.
light.
You see the tattoos shift and turn into actual cheetah fur.
Ooh.
And then you can see she is this vaguely cheetah-like humanoid. But that is her full turn. What you do notice as she transforms, some of the injuries that she did have seem to fix themselves a little bit. Oh, a lot of it.
Minus.
Oh, but she only took 3 damage, so all of the damage heals. That brings us to top of the round. Bubs, you're up. Spice, you're on deck.
Let's do it. I'm going to full attack and destroy this guy.
All right. Are you just using your fists?
I have the blade in my hand.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself,
This is the Red Nova thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think to myself, I gotta move like rain if I'm going to, position myself. I gotta be fluid like water.
Sure.
12 plus 9.
That hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
1 plus 12, 13.
13?
Yep.
Man, you lay into this guy as you squeeze this metal red plate amidst a surge of plasma in the form of a spike, and as you hit, you feel that puncture easier than any blade ever has. It's almost disturbing how smooth it goes in, and as you pull away, there is no gout of blood. It cauterizes within. It's like a lightsaber almost. But you pull that away. He's looking pretty rough.
All right, I'm gonna do my second attack.
Yeah, go for it.
Damn.
3, so that's probably a miss.
That is a total of what?
12.
12. Unfortunately, that is not enough.
That's
This
my
last hit, you can see that almost destroys him. You can see there is this deep gaping wound in the chest that is healed, but you see elements of bone. This is a bad injury. Without medical attention, he will almost definitely die. And you can see sinks to one leg. You miss because in the smoke, unable to see the level drop. As the smoke swirls, you can see grabbing onto the chest, barely alive. But anything else, Bubs?
That's my turn.
There you go. Spice, what do you want to do?
All right,
Shade,
with
you're on
my new operative class, I'm going to attempt a trick attack.
Okay.
And so I have to do another bluff check.
Sure.
And so, well, let's just do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
What's great is when you roll a 7, just by adding the 13, you're already at 20. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then plus, wait, 7.
Starfinder is math.
I know, there's literally 4 I have to do here.
Math, fine.
22.
22.
Yes,
Okay.
and that was with rolling a 7.
Yes. So absolutely, that definitely has its effect. So what does
Can I-
Trick Shot do?
So, you know, inspired by all the animals around here,
Yeah.
her, and, like, the previous turn when she, like, pretended to be a mouse, she, like, does it again.
Okay.
And she, like, prances around the floor a little bit. And then,
In high heel boots.
yes, so
Okay.
she's, like, kind of on her hand. Well, I guess she's
Sure.
got her
You
gun
do like
in
a
her
little
hand.
ear thing with your hands.
Yeah, right, but then she, like, points one of the guns at the at the whatever snake, and that shoots.
Phenomenal. With the little almost antenna that you have as Lashunta, there's
Yeah.
already a lot going on up here. And so as you pull your hands up and you make those little ears, you could see this constrictor, the long hood on the side of its head flattens as if it's about to strike, and then suddenly your hands tilt down and you are holding this gun. Make your attack roll.
Sure. Let's see. Here it is. I'm gonna do it with that special new gun I got. Eh. It's an 11.
An 11 to hit.
Yep.
Do you get a bonus from it failing? No, you just would get bonus attack damage, huh?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is a miss. And so
Fuck.
from you all fours on the ground. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's still flat-footed as a trick attack.
Yep.
It's even if I miss. Let's see, what are the words here? Oh, and I missed for the attack roll, so it's still flat-footed, but
Yep.
it's already flat-footed from my previous turn.
There
so
you go.
it's
Extra
double
flat-footed is this snake without feet.
Yeah.
So, no problem. That is your turn, Spice.
Yep.
All right, Shade, what do you want to do?
Well, I take that
Oh.
back. I still have movement for this, so I'm gonna move back into the elevator for cover.
Okay. They cannot take a reaction, I don't believe, because they're flat-footed, correct?
Correct.
Nice.
And so you are fine. They cannot get an attack of opportunity. You see the eyes hatefully watch you move back into the elevator. That is your turn, Spice. Shade, what do you want to do?
Seeing that Bubs has this gorilla man relatively under control, I think I'm going to focus on the one who just transformed behind me.
Sure.
Can use my move action to refocus my combat tracking on her.
Sure. All of a sudden, your heads-up display lights up, and you can see targeting reticles appear around her.
And I guess I'm close enough to punch, but I think I'm still gonna try to shoot her with my laser pistol.
Go for it. Make your attack roll.
And because she's still in the net, right?
Yeah.
Is she flat-footed or is she?
Yeah, she is.
They're all flat-footed.
They're
all
all
flat-footed.
Cool. 17.
17 hits.
Nice. Ooh, 8 fire damage.
8 fire damage. You can see this shot easy enough. She's in a net. And as you pull the trigger, there is this fire. It strikes her. You can hear and smell the sizzle of the fur burning away. Not too much damage, but still, she definitely reacts sharply. There's this like wildcat yowl as that hits her. Anything else, Shade?
I think that's it.
Alrighty, that brings us to the snake's turn. As the eyes watch Spice move, he is only flat-footed currently, correct?
Yep.
It's going to wheel after you, Spice. It's going to join you in the elevator, coiling around your feet.
Oh, shit.
And you see the eyes dart over to the elevator panel, and the tongue touches, and you hear ding, floor 1.
Does it get electrical shocked?
Oh, great point.
Yeah.
Excellent point. Give me 1 second. That's
It's
a
like
nasty
he touched
shock,
his
too.
tongue to a live
It does have
wire.
arc, though. Okay, this is so great.
It has arc.
I'm gonna be fighting this
trigger
snake
touch.
in a small.
Oh wow! It just
Fuck.
takes this damage. That sucks. Does it, you know, I'll just roll a couple times.
It's like that cartoon like thing where you see like the X-ray of a snake when
Right.
it gets chopped.
There you go.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So this snake, as it ding with its tongue touches the button, there is a massive jolt of electricity, far stronger than what you imagined would go through it. It takes 21 points of electric damage.
Oh my god! Thank God I touched that with my fucking psychokinetic hand and not my real hand.
It also arcs to any creatures within 5 feet.
Oh shit!
So, Spice, you take 21 points of electric
Oh,
damage.
I
It's in
am
the elevator
almost
with you.
dead.
It's in the
21.
elevator with you, so if you want to move it just to that space right next to you. It is in there.
Uh-oh.
So you can see, and then the doors begin to shut. You'd imagine at the end of this round they will close.
I have 7 health points left.
Don't worry
Gibbs,
about it.
you are the only person before the end of the round. You see through the smoke the shape
9.
of the light beginning to slowly shut as the doors close, with Spice and this snake on the inside of the elevator. What do you want to do?
I'll scramble through the woman again, kind of in the same vein. I'm gonna jump over the desk, and I will join Spice in the freaking elevator.
You can see this woman's tail
I'm
flick
sorry.
up, and in that moment you grab onto it. As she pulls, you use the leverage to yank yourself and vault over her. There's another wildcat yell as you clear her, land, and roll into the elevator.
Looks like
The
it's
three of you
me
are
versus the other
wedged into
two.
this 10 by 10 space. Anything else, Gibbs?
Yeah, I'll cast.
Take down
Or you could like press the not down button. You can press 19 again.
Is there a door open button?
Yeah.
Is it electrified?
You don't know.
I'm not gonna fucking touch it.
Thrones maybe.
I'm
Thrones thing? Sorry,
doing
I don't
What are you
know.
doing?
It's
What are you
your
doing,
turn.
Gibbs?
No, you're talking to me too much. How do I heal?
I don't know. Gibbs, what do you want to do?
Heal, move, healing allies, staring. Okay, I will reach out and fucking heal you, even though I don't want to, because I had my own agenda. But you'll get 4d8. That's an 8 and a 7.
Ooh,
That's
Of health
15.
points?
only health points.
15.
15.
Perfect.
Wait, no. And then you also get six more.
Okay, perfect.
So
That's all
as
of my
you
health points.
slide into this elevator behind you, because it is going to be the end of the round. Well, technically, actually, this woman's going to get a turn, so maybe she'll go for the elevator too. We'll see. You see the door shutting behind you as you get in, but you touch Spice as you like scamper in, just barely getting in. As the door shuts behind you, you yank your tail in, and with the tip of your tail, you touch Spice, and this energy flows out. You feel goopy but healed.
And it's a not happy healed.
Yeah, it's extra goopy.
Jaded heal.
Yeah.
That brings us to this cheetah woman's turn. She is entangled. She is flat-footed. How long does it? It's 2 rounds, so now the smoke is cleared, correct?
Is it 2 rounds?
2 consecutive rounds.
I believe it is
Oh, it's if you choke for 2 consecutive
1
rounds,
minute.
sorry.
Oh,
So,
For the whole thing.
yeah. So she's currently going to make that
Yeah,
save.
2, yeah.
That is a natural 20, so she's fine. That's a waste. She's still in her net, so she can't move. Shade. She's going to take a scratch at you. This is a very poor scratch. She's taking a lot of negatives.
Yeah, she's still got the minus for entangles.
She's
right?
coming in at something like yeah. She rolled a total of, if without any negatives, just for effect, that would have been a 19. With all of the negatives, that pulls down to a 13. So you can see she scratches out. The net shreds a little bit. She reaches close, but unable to reach you at the moment. That brings us to the top of the round. Ding! The door shuts. The 3 of you begin to descend down the elevator. Bubs, you see that. What do you want to do?
Thinking that I'm like flowing like rain, I'm thinking I'm kind of, smooth. I'm like Jeet Kune Do kind of fighting.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to do like an Eddie Gordon from Tekken, kind of like arm on the ground, swing my legs, and then punch with the momentum.
Yeah, make your attack roll.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is a 19 plus 9.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll for damage. You can if you really want to.
No.
But you go through, and as you swing all of the momentum of your legs into this punch, you spear straight through. You hit the side of the head, not quite flush, and so the spike starts right here and shreds all the way across the jaw. You see the front of the teeth like fall away, the tongue flops out of the now open mouth, and the creature's eyes roll back as it hits the ground dead.
It is definitely that Brazilian capoeira kind of
Yeah,
movement.
absolutely, yeah. Fantastic. Good breakdancing strike.
Yep.
Thank you, Hex Grid Heroes, for the raid. That
And we
brings
also
us...
maxed out Junk Balls Will Always Be Junk today.
Hey, look at that.
Oh,
Thank you for supporting
yeah.
Junk Falls
Nice
Will Always
job,
Be Junk.
guys.
We'll check in on how that's going at the end of the session.
Oh, will we?
So, that brings us to Spice. Spice, you now descend in this elevator full of smoke, a gigantic constrictor snake, and Gibbs. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast Daze on this snake.
Excellent. You turn, and in this moment, full of panic, you feel stuck in the elevator. You lash out psychically. That is a saving throw on their part. Will?
Yep.
That is not going to succeed. So,
Dazed.
they are yet again dazed. You see, as they loom over you, this huge constrictor, the hood of the side spreading out, covering the light. You daze them, and suddenly it tucks back in and draws back. You see the pupils dilate again. Anything else, Spice?
I assume since it's a small space, I can reach the buttons as a swift action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to 19.
Okay.
Gotta go down one.
Oh, with my
Eight.
psychokinetic hand, though. Shit, I'm not
Okay.
gonna touch it.
Fantastic. So you reach out with your mind and you see the little 19 ding, light up. The floor drops down. 18. You recognize you do need to get to the bottom before you go.
No!
But you got a jump start on it, so good stuff. That is your turn, Spice?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alrighty, Shade.
I can't move.
Up
but-
in this actual office, you face to face with this cheetah woman entangled in the net. What do you want to do?
I think I'm gonna. Which one's the one to? Fuck it, I'll just jump away. I'm gonna jump back to the doors
Yeah.
here to get a better position on this woman and shoot her in the face. Well,
Okay.
hopefully in the face.
You slide around to the side. You pull out your laser. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
19.
19 hits.
Nice, another 6. That's 8 more fire damage.
Fantastic. This strikes her again. You see elements of the net sizzle away as it penetrates through the claw.
Incidentally, this is the same d6 that I use to roll for drift.
Oh, nice.
So
Look
it
at
pretty
that.
much always rolls a 6.
Good to know, I guess.
Don't use that for drift anymore, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you know.
It's how it balances out when I get d6s for damage.
She yowls as that buries deep. She's starting to look kind of hurt. That brings us to... Is that your turn, Shade?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm
Alright.
doing.
Now, you see this snake creature dazed in the elevator, just kind of shifting, moving, trying to shake the cobwebs out. That is all that she can do, or he can do. That brings us to that guy is down. Gibbs, what do you want to do? You're in the elevator with the snake and Spice.
I make eye contact with Spice, and I feel like we have a plan. So I'm gonna hold my action till Spice's turn, so
Okay.
we can do something together.
Sounds like a plan. You hold your action. That brings us to this lady's turn who is facing you. She is in this net. She's going to attempt to free herself. She's going to fail. You see the claws come out. Slashing, yowling like a wildcat, but only becoming more entangled. That is going to be her turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Bubs. As this creature falls dead at your feet, what do you want to do? You turn. The elevator's shut. You don't see Spice. You don't see Gibbs.
I'm going to focus on the only person left.
All right, you turn and you streak across, the smoke swirling behind you. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
I'm going to try to make like a sliding like cut.
Okay, absolutely. Pull Brenna.
Nice.
13 plus 9.
Yeah, that hits.
22.
Absolutely, that hits.
This -2 for everything is good.
Yeah,
Four,
half of
and
it's
it's-
amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I bought smoke
Help, it
grenades.
saves Gibbs a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
4 plus 12, so 16 damage.
16 points of damage.
Yep.
That doubles the damage that she's taken in total.
Yeah,
you saw
that's
before she just
max
started looking
damage
kind of
for
hurt, and then you just slam into her. As you slide through the smoke shade, you see Bubs
I'm
up
like,
here, the
pew,
bald
pew.
head, glistening underneath this dome, and then Bubs collides. You see the spike emerge in almost slow motion. It like tears across, and you see the stomach like split a little bit, although now cauterized shut. That's a lot of damage.
Jeez.
Like futuristic Kurosawa.
Anything else? Anything else, Bubs?
That's it.
All right.
So I can do.
Wait, how much damage did you just do?
16 points of damage in
That's
one blow.
Double to, like, that's double my attack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
total.
that's pretty good.
That's
On max
amazing.
hit.
Spice,
Yeah.
you are now falling in this
Spice is
elevator.
fucking
You see,
crazy.
ding, 17th floor. What do you want to do?
Oh, 17th? Are we not at the bottom yet?
How long does it take to get to
It
the
takes
So
around
it's
a
6
floor.
seconds. So you guys are, it's a slow elevator. You heard it move. It's like an old.
Actually, 6 seconds for a floor is actually
It's
like a
also the
relatively
future.
fast elevator.
Yeah, what?
It's like
but
some
this is
crazy
not like a
Tokyo
super
elevator.
fast elevator. You guys heard it creaking on the way up. I played a sound effect for you.
6 seconds for a floor is.
Well, there goes that plan.
That's a,
Damn it.
That's a pretty fast.
It's probably closer to like 4 seconds a floor if that really matters, but it's a lot easier to round it up to a floor around.
the door down and then we push it.
Well, but then you're just pushing it in a wall. We were gonna push it out of the
actually
elevator.
pretty
thinking-
You can still push it out of the elevator on the 18th floor. Or the 17th floor now.
Oh, right, because the door's still open.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, let me push it out of the elevator.
Yeah,
no problem. In this moment, go ahead and I'll say both of you make an athletics check. It's going to be competed, although it is dazed. So actually,
Can it even?
it can't take actions. It can take reactions, I believe.
Nice. These
But
are
mine's
good.
negative too. So
Well, still,
it's
mine's-
good. It's better than it could be.
22.
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna
flat-footed, so
say
it can't take reactions.
it's flat-footed, right?
And it's
I
dazed.
forgot about that. So that's really
Can't
good,
do shit.
and I want to tell you why. I just rolled a natural 20, so it does not count. It is flat-footed. It does not get a reaction, so it does not get to contest that.
Yay!
As this thing looks around, trying to shake the cobwebs out, you pass the 17th floor, the door is wedged open, and you just both take a second and shove the snake. Ding! 16th floor. Snake's still up on the 17th, and you guys are now descending.
Wait! Oh no! What do you mean? We're still descending, which is fun, but we can find a different way up.
So at the moment, you guys are just alone in an elevator, breathing hard as it goes slowly
With
down.
no elevator music.
No elevator music, just the sound of creaky
It's like,
gears.
so,
So
guess we
Bugs,
got
you
some
know,
time
he's
to
pretty
hang
cute,
out.
eh?
That brings us
I saw you
to
in
Shade's
Shade
turn.
the other day.
Oh, I
though.
know. Isn't
Why
he
would you
cute?
tell me about
Shade,
that?
I will.
up in the battle. What are you doing here? You kind of
fucking awesome.
10 feet away from this creature. You're up near the elevator door.
I'm gonna shoot
Make your
the
attack roll.
cheetah.
Yeah, go for it.
Gonna shoot cheetah girl.
Shoot Cheetah Girl. She's looking rough.
Cheetah girls too.
That's her
Nice.
sister.
I love that movie.
18.
18 hits.
That's 6 fire damage.
6 points of fire damage. As this shot pierces through, she sinks to one knee, still tearing but losing strength. She is badly hurt, but still alive.
Okay. I think that's it. I'm gonna see on the next turn if I can do anything to get this elevator back up
Sounds
faster.
like a plan.
But
That brings us to the snake's turn. You have no idea what they're doing. They're on the 17th floor.
like,
Probably.
damn it!
I guess can I be like snakes loose on the 17th floor?
I like the idea of this going by, and it's like, the audience is still watching. He just like reverts to a person and pulls out his phone, so it's like texting people. But yeah, he's got a little bit to wait. That brings us to Gibbs's turn. Gibbs, you are descending in an elevator. What do you do with your 6 seconds?
Snakes out of the plane.
Oh, you know.
We hang out.
Have you read my blog lately?
Oh yeah, I read it. Yeah, while I was laying down the other day.
Yeah, it's
I
really
liked
good.
it.
Thanks. Yeah, if you can like share it or whatever.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Peak role playing. Up at the top of the round, you can see this creature on the ground is going to attempt to free herself again because she doesn't have much she can do. Oh, shouldn't roll 2. Finally, on the ground, takes like the last strand of the net away, climbs up, stands on her feet, and she's going to take an attack roll against you. Finally,
So she's got a move. She just used her move
Bugs.
action.
you're not within base contact.
I
you
moved
back.
over here.
Oh, right.
Jack
Bugs
me.
is near you. Sorry, the ship blocks it, so I can't. It looks like you're right up next to her, but I can't really see the space between. So no problem.
Now
She's
I
not
shoot
able to
from
attack.
range.
That is her turn. That brings us To the top of the round, Bubs, what do you want to do?
I'm going to like be dragging my lightsaber like hand on the ground. You
Sure.
can see like sparks coming up, and I'm just gonna try to like do like a straight up uppercut to her face and
Make
try to
an attack
slash
roll.
the whole face right off.
Absolutely.
An 18 plus.
Hadouken! 18
9.
plus, that hits.
Yeah,
Go ahead and roll damage for that.
that's a 6.
Damn.
Plus 12.
Damn.
12?
18.
18?
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us how it happens.
So like I said, I'm dragging the lightsaber fist like on the ground because I just did like a on the ground attack. You can see like the sparks coming up, and I just like sidestep to her, punch up, and I just cleave like the facial like skin right off her face.
Ew.
Okay.
Yucky.
You hit right under the chin, and the tip almost catches and drags. And in one motion, it's like you grab the skin and rip it back. You see muscle, blood. You see like the eyes in the sockets before they roll up, not able to vanish as you've removed most of
Yeah.
her face. And she falls
And
forward.
they're like all cauterized.
Yeah.
Gory.
No, it's not cauterized. You cauterize the part that you cut away, but the whole skin. It's almost like predator flaps
pork
open. Yeah, that's brutal. And because that was the last hostile, I'm gonna pull you guys out of initiative order.
If I
Good
look,
job making the building more dangerous than the enemies. That's pretty good.
if I look
Yeah,
up
we
the
took more damage
shaft,
from the fall.
Literally.
from like where the
Yes, the door is still open. You look
Yeah.
up and you can see like the mechanisms retreating up in the distance.
do I see the snake guy just
Snake
like looking
leg.
over?
No, the door shuts behind. So like he's up on that floor. Unless you guys go back, he knows about the buttons. He's not going to call the elevator, and he's kind of stuck. That really sucks. Yeah, he's a little stuck at the moment. There is a way he can get up, but it's going to take him some time. Like a lot of time.
We see him again.
I don't know.
We'll get back and be like, I got it. And
I really
we're
wasn't
killing
anticipating that you guys are gonna set him free in like a what is essentially like a rental office space. So he's just wandering around.
I'm
up
gonna go
there.
play Minesweeper on someone's desktop.
I mean, he's like kind of trapped.
Nice.
So
Nice.
That was a good idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. Then I was just like, fuck, we're just gonna
I
have to
thought
kill
for
it
this-
in this
I
fucking box.
was gonna do it on the first floor. I thought we were gonna get there a lot faster.
for
Me
this
too.
particular
Shut down.
moment, Gibbs and Spice are traveling down. While they're not here, is there anything that the two of you are doing?
Can I check behind the desk? Is there a computer or anything?
There is, yeah. There's a little computer. You can see it right on there. A little computer console.
I'm gonna see what I can find on there. If there's more controls, and see if there's like maybe a way to override the elevator to bring it back up, to force
You
it back up.
slide behind the desk in this little, very comfortable chair.
Checking for countermeasures, of course.
Okay. Make a computer's check as you wiggle the mouse.
As
The
usual.
the screensaver blinks away.
Ooh.
No Jumanji.
Running away. Ooh, that's a big number. 31.
You are in a robocall center. There is not heavy security here. You don't find any countermeasures aside from a very basic alarm, not one that will go off overhead. It will alert whatever IT department works here that there is an intrusion.
Okay.
But no real countermeasures in place.
Okay. I'm going for root access, I guess.
Go ahead and make another computer check.
Oh, this feels important. Level. This is on the 19th floor too.
Yeah.
Let's pop.
Yeah.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. You expand your mind into the information network of this company. You are inside Choice Communications and you see multiple hubs that each access a fairly powerful robocalling network. You realize, thinking a little bit about Gibbs for a minute,
I knew it. I so badly knew it.
you have access to making hundreds of calls in a single minute at the moment, just for what it's worth. This network is separate from other networks in the building, and certainly you would imagine CGS has their own network, similar to how Harbinger had an internal network. However, at the moment, you have at your disposal the entirety of Choice Communications' elaborate network. You are doing that. Bubs, what are you doing?
I'm going to be searching the body of the cheetah girl.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check as you do.
Yep. That is a 4 plus 6, 10.
A 10.
Announcement. Dropship Holy Grail is arriving in T-2 hours. Please prepare bait 3 for its arrival.
You do hear that. These are all things that are going off. Okay, so as you begin to kind of look through this body, You find a couple things. What was that roll?
10.
A 10. You find just a very couple things. You find a week's worth of rations. You find a canteen. You find a lighter, an old style. And actually, this would be very appealing to you. This is an old, not Bic brand. There's not, not Zippo brand, because that is no longer a company and also not a sponsor.
Yeah.
But you find a flick open lighter, old school, that you soak
Look at the
in
flint
some
and everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Certainly has some patina to it. This is an older lighter, and that's nice. There's an oxygen candle, and that's all you find.
An oxygen candle?
Yeah.
What is that?
So an oxygen candle is something that you can burn that actually produces oxygen as you burn it. This is a real life thing that exists.
Really?
It's something that is aboard. I know that that Russians still keep them on their submarines, so you can supply extra oxygen in an emergency that way. It's a pretty limited amount, but yeah.
Someone else had one, I think.
Spice, Gibbs. Ding! First floor.
You see this filter I sent Tobin? Isn't it funny?
Oh, it's so cute.
It makes your eyes just
Ding!
rubber
The
duck.
door is shut, and you guys begin to travel back to the 19th
We
floor.
take selfies.
Okay, the door
Yeah, we
opens. You take a
send
quick
it to
selfie.
Peep and you guys.
Hey, we're in Dorado.
Blood is all over our face.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially Gibbs. Even after the shake, not great. You guys get a message, and as you look, it is from the first.
we have the
Oh,
signal
sorry, you guys
again?
wouldn't get a message, right? Yeah, sorry, you guys don't get that message.
Well, we see the little spiral and we think about you.
You do. It does go through the Peep, for what it's worth.
Sending.
You guys begin to travel back up. You reach the top floor. You can see Shade working on this network. It does take you a little bit to do all of this, and you finding, you have
Does
access
it take
to.
10 minutes?
It does not take 10 minutes.
Darn it. Never mind.
You get down and up in probably I don't know, maybe a minute, maybe a minute and a half.
Okay.
But you make it back up to the top floor. You all now find yourselves in the lobby of this building on the 19th floor.
Hey, guys.
The
What you
smoke
doing?
Dissipating.
Oh my god, you guys okay?
Yeah, we just we put the snake out on the 17th floor, so
We've subdued the other two.
nice.
Did you look
Good
at the
teamwork.
body of the other guy?
Um,
Search that body?
No, I haven't gotten to that yet. And I guess I'll walk over and
Yeah, make a
start
perception
looking
check.
at the body of the other one.
Yeah.
2 plus 9, 11.
You find.
Oh no, plus 6, 7. So 8.
7.
8.
You look at this body, and as you kind of turn it over, the head turns, and that tongue then off to the side. It's gross, and you really don't want to touch that. You can't find anything on that body.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yep.
In the computer, does it have is it just the contact info or whatever? Or
So you
do
see
I
those
have,
robocall elements.
like,
there is. You can see that there are other
unlocking
departments. So
doors
on
and
this floor,
stuff,
it doesn't control doors.
Okay.
None of these doors are locked.
Okay.
This is a
just an
telecommunications
office space.
robocall center. Yeah. So you look. There is an office map. You can see behind this desk. There's a door that goes into a hall that splits into 3. There's 3 doors. One for HR, one for payroll, and one for training. This is kind of the administrative center. You would imagine the next floors are the call centers themselves.
This is the floor that has the control for the building, right? Or for the
It
first
has the control.
19 floors.
Yes, for the first 19 floors.
Would that be on the map that I can access of the floor?
There's a map of the floor itself. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
not what are you asking? Sorry.
I'm looking for where to get to in the building to access the controls for the building for the bottom 19 floors.
Gotcha. That I believe is on the 22nd floor.
Oh, I thought it was that the first 19 were controlled at
From
the
the
19th, and
yeah.
then and then the last one is on the 25th floor, the top floor. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm looking for the controls.
Oh, I see
for
what
the
you're
19th.
saying. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Where
okay,
on
okay.
the 19th floor do I need to go to
So
get
in-
control?
Straight ahead, if you were to walk straight through the door and then straight through, in what is labeled as the HR department, there is a little panel in the back that controls. And if you really cycle through some of the internal emails, people complain about this a lot. They have control over everybody else's thermostats. They have control over. So there's a lot of fights about this.
Okay.
But the full environmental controls are in HR. All of those things kind of located in the central panel, located in the manager's office.
I'm going there.
Okay.
Making my way there.
You make your way forward. Anybody
Well,
following? Or?
I'll probably follow.
I'm cautious because I don't want to we just killed 3 people.
Yeah.
So or 3 animorphs. So
If this exploration is going to take longer than 10 minutes, I want to get my stamina back by taking a...
So you're going to start this short rest kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. You begin to rest. We'll see if it pans out.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jade, you very cautiously open the door, peek in.
I'm behind him.
Okay. Bubs your head, pops over. Yeah. Both of you see this empty chamber, very much like it's pictured there, with 3 doorways. The one on the left is labeled payroll. The one center is HR. The one to the right is training.
I'm going HR.
Okay. You open the door. Let me get you a visual perspective as you walk into a hostage situation.
Carefully.
Oh!
Yeah, that's careful.
Like, I would, like, creak open the door, a little pokey
Okay,
through.
make a stealth check.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
The next piece of the map is revealed.
Oh, is that called?
It's almost 9:30.
I know. Yeah, this is where we're going to be.
That's a
ending for the
natural
evening.
20.
Natural 20. Okay,
Wow.
fantastic. You crack the door open. Give me 1 sec. Let me remember all the people here. He is sitting on the table. You are in the corner. These are all the hostages.
Oh my god.
As you crack the door open, you see a number of cubicles, all empty. Some of the chairs turned around. It looks like people kind of cleared up in a hurry. And then as you peer through, the lights are off, but the light does filter in from windows in the very back. This is against the outside. And even through the steel shutters, little bits of sunlight come through. You can see a number of scared-looking hostages, one kind of crowded into a wheelchair, 2 others, very similar to what you're seeing, 1 Shirin, 1 human. And then you see a space goblin, big overcoat, very fluffy. He's kind of kicking his legs off the edge of the table, and he seems to be watching the door. But even as his eyes pass over, the door currently cracked open, doesn't seem to see you. Mm-hmm. And because it is almost 9:30, this is where we're going to end for the evening. So to give everybody a little bit of a visual, you can see on the combat camera, this map now linking into HR. I did so many maps this week, I can't even begin to tell you. And next week, we'll begin with a hostage situation. So, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us for Mosaic Team 5, Session 12.
What's the update on Junk Falls?
The update on Junk Falls. So, currently, I have to kind of count this out.
The end of episode.
But I believe if you maxed out today,
Yeah.
you are going to be getting a little bit of a communications from your friends back in Rat King.
I can do another one.
Oh, and 1 more. Look at that.
Boom.
1 more rolling
John
in from
couldn't do
Shade.
it, and he hadn't done any.
Yeah.
Oh,
John.
really?
Oh, I don't know.
No, he couldn't do it. He sent me a screenshot that it was maxed out.
It might be maxed out on a timer for everybody, but it's no longer set for 3. It's a long. I don't know. It's hard. The Twitch controls are hard. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
So
We're just trying.
Spam it while we can.
at the moment, you would imagine, or not that you would imagine, but we will say next time. Your family is going to send you a message. A package arrives. Ooh. This seems to be something that was crowdfunded, and we'll figure out exactly what that was starting next session.
Nice.
But thank you guys for hanging out with us for this session of Mosaic Team 5. If you want some more role-playing action, rejoin us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for session 108 of Adventures in Alberon, our homebrewed 5th edition D&D game. And then we're back next week for session 13 already of Mosaic Team 5, where we begin with a hostage situation. But until then, please stay safe. It's crazy out there. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.